counters, quote unquote, for the anti-mage, other than, let's say, Terrorblade, because he takes down all of your towers and he just stands his ground and it has the range, right? So, but even that hero can be countered. So I don't really see a straight up hero that you're just afraid of as an anti-mage.
Okay, well, we'll see if there is anything that springs to mind for them to pick up again. The Broodmother is still there, so like you were talking about the other day, the Slardars heroes like that not available because you don't really run that Brood mid anymore. You know, it's not a mid lane hero in the current meta, so you have kind of boxed that hero into the off lane. So we'll see if they have any more bright ideas, Hydra, here, that they want to play in that carry position or they want to play in the mid lane, and maybe Warwick this time has a bit of a better matchup in that mid lane too.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter as long as you have impact in the game. Even if you don't have the best matchup, you're gonna be fine. And Hydra's shown that the laning phase isn't everything, at least not in the mid lane. If you understand how to utilize your supports, and the Spirit will get rid of the Ember. So what are they gunning for? Probably they might want to go for something like a Storm Spirit, but Storm does well in the lane, at least against the Ember.
I was just thinking that there as well, that it is still available. I think it's the first time today it's got through the draft, and it's available if Team Spirit want to go for it. You know, they've got that anti-mage, so if Hydra want to pick that one up, they've got to think twice about it. But Team Spirit, it could be comfortable for them.
Yeah, definitely. It's probably not going to be picked up right now. I still think right now you get some magic damage on your support. There it is. It's not the most damage, but it's okay. And we've seen the Undying Disruptor, the dual support, work out quite well. Plus, it's a deny pick from Hydra, who most definitely would have wanted the Disruptor against the Anti-Mage, who really isn't a BKB building hero.
Yeah. Is there anything that you think here, Hydra, are going to answer back with? Like I say, the Storm Spirit is nice for Team Spirit because it means, you know, you've got that magic burst damage to come through against the Enchantress, the Broodmother as well. The Remnant's not too bad against the Spiderlings, and you've got here Hydra looking for the ban out the puck as well. The Lycan's gone, so what's it going to be? They're going to go for the Shadow Fiend Harry, I want to say.
Yep. I think so. Though no, I think it has been Kami that has played it mostly, and I like it. Again, Anti-Mage doesn't buy BKB. Heroes without the BKB cannot fight an SF. Of course, once you get a Skadi, once you get a Basher, you can. But in this mid-game scenario, when you don't have all of your items, you are going to be in a ton of trouble. And they go for the Tiny, which I like it in both the support and the core role. If it's a support laning with an SF, you know, toss people back, triple raise is very easy to connect them. If it is a core, Disruptor and the Undying, they can get bursted down very easily at the start of the fight, especially because the Anti-Mage is going to be on the other part of the map. So overall, I do like it, and it is a hero that somewhat counters the Storm. Yeah,
I'm just thinking as well, if you do put it in the Shadow Fiend, really nice if you can get the toss back underneath the towers. Team Spirit, they go for the Pango. Collapse or Lull. I don't think we've seen many off-lane Pangos, so
this is Lull.
Okay.
For sure. Collapse is more of a greedier type offlaner. Laurel will usually play the sacrificial one. I don't think I've ever seen Collapse play the Pango. Just not his style of hero for sure.
Yeah. Okay, and so you're looking at this now as well. You do have the final pick in Team Spirit. So if you're Hydra, coming up against, you know, Collapse, he's got this last hero to pick. What is it that you want to be taking away from him? You know, because like say the Centaur is still there. How effective that's going to be, you know, with maybe a glimpse back from the Disruptor into the
Mars Centaur. I think Mars, Mars and the Centaur. Those two I wouldn't want to play against if I was Hydra, especially because in the lane Disruptor can set up for both of them. They will ban out the Doom, but I feel like you could get away from the Doom. If you have a couple of Force Staffs, you're still fine, but overall against the Mars and the Centaur, the laning phase in general is going to be kind of tough.
Okay. And we'll see if Hydra, they actually opt to ban one of those out here. They could even... Nah, you don't pick the mid-Mars. It's just not a thing anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see it. They will ban out the Tusk, and understandably so. All of your heroes are very susceptible to physical damage. That's one of the reasons why Hydra did go for the SF. So even if they do get to the later portions of the game, you make a mistake and you can get slapped down to death, right? None of these heroes are known for their high armor. Anti-Mage does build into stats, but he's still... He always feels weak against minus armor, and that is what the SF does bring to the table.
Okay, and we'll see here. I mean, Hydra, Final pick. Any ideas?
Ooh, first of all, I don't know if this tiny is gonna be mid or not, so that is already something that I'm kind of unsure of. But let's say if they need a mid laner, they need someone that's gonna be finishing people off. So maybe in that regard, it's better to put the tiny in the mid lane and just get something like a Clockwork or something along those lines to lane up with the SF.
10 seconds
Okay, well, let's see. I mean, they don't have a lot of reserve time left, so they do need to be, you know, talking this one out as Team Spirit, looking for this final ban. And it's kind of funny because obviously the Tusk being banned out there as well, that's kind of ambiguous whether they think it's going to be a support Tusk or a mid lane Tusk.
Yep.
And we'll see. I mean, they are taking the time to think about this final one here as well. So they take away the train. So maybe thinking this is going to be that mid tiny, and Hydra, well, with 30 seconds left, which way are they going to be leaning with these heroes, and what's going to be the final pick?
Let's see, if they would go for a Clockwork, they would be lacking a bit in terms of team fight. That is what's scaring me for the Hydra, because they have no team fight. You're up against Rolling Thunder, you're up against Static Storm and the Tombstone, which means that the anti-mage can join the fights a bit earlier, even with just the Battle Fury Manta. And you kind of want to have something against it.
Storm Spirit.
Okay. Oh, wasn't expecting that.
No, I don't know how I feel about that.
Not good, not good. Anti-Mage is definitely going to be wanting to join the fights early, right? Because people are going to be blowing up, and when you look at Hydra, none of their heroes are super high in HP, so that mana void, it's not only going to hurt the Storm, but everybody around him.
5 seconds.
Yeah, I'm just thinking it might have, I mean, it should have a good time against the Pangolier in the mid lane, but yeah, once that anti-mage starts to get involved, are you expecting then the Storm Spirit, because we usually see, like, say, the Witchblade into, like, A.K.A, the BKB to come out, but are you expecting here the Storm Spirit to go for a quick Lincoln Sphere to try and help deal with that mana void?
A Witchblade, BKB, Lincolns, that's gonna be the build, and maybe there's a Kaya or a Falcon Blade somewhere between that one. And yep, we're gonna be seeing a collapse Mars. Well, Hydra, you did win game number 1, but you're now up against literally the comfort picks of Spirit. So good luck for this one, Spirit. I think they definitely have a better draft. So many ways for Team Spirit to play this one. And Hydra, they're gonna have to be very fast on the map. Your lanes need to go well, the supports need to deal with that one, and then they need to collapse towards the mid lane and make sure that Warwick continues farming well. Because if the Storm Spirit starts falling behind at any point in this game, he's not gonna be a factor.
Yeah, it's going to be so hard for him to get back online if he does. And you, like I say, Warwick in that last game, he had the space created from his teammates. He was able to storm that, the Meteor Hammer down in the mid lane, take down that tier 1 tower. But Storm just isn't going to have that option coming into this game. So lineups, Team Spirit on your mind then? You thinking them more powerful coming into game number 2?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident in their lineup right now. Last time, you know, seeing them as the favorites, given that they are coming in as the favorites now, I do feel like their lineup is stronger as well. The only thing I'm uncertain of is how well Yatoro will be doing in the considering he's not dying. It should be a good lane for him either way.
Yeah. I'm a little bit worried about how powerful and how quick the Shadow Fiend can get online. But guys, before we find out how this game is going to go, we're going to take a quick word from our sponsors over at EGB. Here it is. Check it out.
I love winning. It's just not fair.
Prepare for battle.
I love winning.
So, straight into game number 2, and we can see here, you know, Hydra, they're looking a bit relaxed. You know, they're comfortable. They've got that 1-game lead, and meanwhile, on the side of Team Spirit, maybe just a little bit more. You can see the intensity in the eyes here. You know, a couple of players not even blinking, getting into this laning stage. So coming through here, we see Kami already in the mid lane on that, just in front. He's got the wards down, or there is wards down, close to each other. And we'll see if there's any dual wards to come out to deal with either of these observers that have gone down.
And we're gonna be needing to mute Leviathan, or we are gonna be loving winning so much. And last game we didn't praise Hydra, like, yo, thank you for not giving him the Enchantress, but now they will do it, and this is gonna be a torture for us and the viewers for sure.
I mean, I have Leviathan muted, so I'm okay, and that's all that really matters.
You know, every time I get into a game, I'm looking at it if I have any of the players muted from pubs or something, so that I unmute them. I see what they're writing, and when it comes to Left, you know, I don't have him muted from pubs, but from casting. Like, why the hell would you do that? Just watch one game of Hydra, and you are gonna understand.
Yeah, everybody likes to have a bit of fun with the voice lines, but, you know, Leffington, I'm pretty sure he has it. Like, he has his little timer set up in, like, the corner of his screen or something like that. And he just has, like, a macro going just to make sure these voice lines get going and get going and get going. And yeah, he likes to spam them out.
Yeah, and he loves winning, and we don't love hearing about it. So
he loves winning. But he's not going to love being chased down by Miposhka and getting right-clicked by this and dying a little bit.
Yeah, that's one that doesn't work out, and maybe Miposhka is gonna be working a little bit for us and keeping him busy. Meanwhile, mid lane, this should be a Storm Spirit winning matchup. He's up against the melee hero. Pango likes to get close and personal, and against the Storm Spirit, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, you can already see Lol is being absolutely punished here in this lane, and once the level 2 comes out with the Storm Spirit going for the Overload, you know, it's just going to get even worse here for Lol in this lane. So we'll see how he's going to be able to do. The odds on the screen here, Team Spirit still favored, and we'll see how long that lasts.
Now, Hydra, like, what do we need to do to prove ourselves finally? Like, how many of you do we have to beat? But yeah, I mean, Team Spirit isn't really a team that anyone is gonna be thinking they're gonna lose, but it is you know, they're not in a good spot currently.
Leffington getting cheeky. He's gonna be able to take down both couriers, and yeah, he loves winning, as he's going to be able to move himself away. Miposhka trying to chase down, but the poor shambling zombie not going to be able to catch up to the Ench, and the Ench just keeps putting damage onto him now as well. Though the good going to be able to go. In fact, yeah, Miposhka, one more impetus. Is that going to be the kill to disable it for Cloud? It's going to be Leffington, and you can see that Miposhka, he was trying to get cheeky there, maybe trying to give it up to the neutrals, but it is going to be Leffington to secure that kill.
Yeah, he was waiting for that one, and that's why Leffington wanted to get the kill. You just wait for the impetus, and with the extra damage, there's just no way that you're not going to be taking him down.
Yeah, so good start, great start here for, I mean, Leffington in particular, taking down both of those couriers and a hero kill. What better start could you ask for?
Yep, it is perfect. It is pretty much perfect, and those couriers dying is definitely going to make sure that the other lanes also have the regen necessary to play the lanes properly.
Yeah, no, it's a nice little bit of bonus gold here now as well. Miposhka behind himself in the trees. But if we take a look at the top lane here, Kami on the last hits, it's being contested a bit. Mira, you know, he's trying to stop these pulls from coming through from Happy, but he has to be careful about being caught out, because like you say, a toss back into a couple of razors, and all of a sudden your disruptor, he's disappearing.
Yeah, currently he doesn't have both the avalanche and the toss, but once the tiny hits level 3, that is danger territory for pretty much everyone.
Yeah, and we'll see. I mean, like you say, he's holding that point just in case he could maybe get close for that toss. But yeah, for the minute, Disruptor, Mira, he's playing away. You have this ward as well. Bottom lane, though, there's going to be maybe some damage coming through from Leffington. Back onto Miposhka. Miposhka going to get himself away from this one, because there's a Silken Boulder coming out once again. Yatoro trying to do this magic damage, and Yatoro, ooh, it's a lot of damage on Cloud, but he has to blink himself away. Yeah, Cloud, he almost gets the kill onto Anti-Mage, and like you say, Anti-Mage, he has to leave. We'll be able to get himself over to the secret shop for that ring of health, but he's still going to be looking oh so low in this lane.
Until he gets that full Vanguard, that's always going to happen. You want the Broodmother not to have the mana for the Insatiable Hunger, but 2 mangoes, 10 stick charges, yeah, Cloud is safe.
Yeah, he's going to be absolutely fine. In fact, the courier coming through now as well. So it looks like that should be, it's going to be his wand, and it's going to be an extra boost now as well. That regen coming through for Cloud, and Cloud just chasing down once again. The mana will be taken away, but Yatoro just changes targets once again, and Yatoro has to blink himself away from this Miposhka in the trees, breaking vision away from Leffington. Leffington has that impetus in a couple of seconds, but Miposhka, as long as he doesn't show, he should be fine here.
Again, we're seeing the Undying lanes. We win the first 3 minutes, and then what? Well, Leffington and Cloud, they did do a solid good job to stay on a certain, you know, level of farm in this lane, and now it feels like they're much stronger than their opponents.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, if Anti-Mage tries to blink himself out loud, you know, and then tries to come back in, you've got to be worrying then about the enchant coming through from the Enchantress for that slowdown. As long as he has, I mean, the clap coming through from the Hellburst Smasher now as well. If you can place that correctly, Yatoro could be in a whole load of danger. In fact, Miposhka once again slowed down, being chased out, Cloud out of mana, but Yatoro going to be going for that blink away from the damage of Miposhka. Yeah, he has to back himself up to the tier 1 tower as Yatoro just continues to be punished.
Well, they're continuing to apply pressure on the bottom lane, and that's pretty much where all the action is, because everybody else is just focusing a little bit more on farm. Larl, he is getting some help from Mira right now, but nice call from Warwick. He understands getting close to level 6. That is when the enemies are gonna try to kill you, and that's why he just moves back to the jungle.
Yeah, especially when he's sitting on such low. Yatoro actually gets a kill into Lefton in the bottom lane, though. Yatoro is going to be paid for this because Cloud, he might even dive underneath the tier 1. He's not. Miposhka gets low. That Silken Bowler, he's not got it for the next 7 seconds. Wouldn't actually have the mana for it anyway. This time, really wouldn't have the mana for it unless these spells start to stack up. And he gets those magic 1 charges. But both of the heroes in this lane looking so low. So Lefton, if he TPs in, he might be able to get something with the impetus. Again, only level 1 on that. But yeah, you can see the Undying already starting to back himself up. Walk back towards that fountain.
Anti-Mage is getting his Vanguard delivered, so that's definitely gonna change this lane a bit. So we'll see if it's enough for him not to be taking all that much damage. Meanwhile, mid lane, Laurel does go for the Rolling Thunder. Should not be able to get a kill on the Storm at least.
Oh, not on the Storm, no, but Happy's going to get some punishment, a lot of punishment actually. The Avalanche does come through, the Toss is going to be there now as well. The Glimpse onto Warwick, so they do get the kill onto Happy. And yeah, level 5 on Warwick. He's a creep away, it looks like, but not yet having that ball line, and wasn't able to deal and catch back up after being glimpsed.
Now, with the addition of these water runes, right? I mean, they've been here for a long time, but naturally, lane winners, you know, Storm versus a melee hero should crush him. But when there's so many heals that you can just rely on, well, then you win the lane just by CSing and focusing on the on healing yourself up with the water runes. That's why Laurel right now, he's ahead of the Storm.
Yeah, I know, and he's looking pretty good here as well with that Orb of Corrosion. Again, level 6 comes out from Warwick now, though, so he will be able to get himself away. As Kami, speaking about someone who can't get themselves away, Collapse, he just could not get away from this damage coming through from the Shadow Fiend.
Hydra knows how to play this this duo, and we are probably going to be seeing a lot of tosses into a Requiem in this game, which is going to be very, very fun to see.
Yeah, and again, all through Tour 1, you know, Collapse, he was probably, I mean, maybe not as good as Nightfall, because Nightfall was just an absolute MVP of like Eastern Europe in the last tour, but Collapse, you know, he never ever really lost a lane. But it just seems like today he's having a really off day, it seems like, as he do get the glimpse back into the spear coming through. But Happy, he's not going to die just yet. Mira might be in trouble. One more raid, a couple more right clicks, it will be enough to get the kill, and Collapse has to back himself away from this one. Is he looking for the spear? As Lyle gets a kill into Leffington, and it looks like even more on Brood. No, the Brood should be able to get himself away. But yeah, Collapse today, at least in the past, he's had, you know, Tour 2, he still had some really good games, but today it just seems like Hydra, they know how to play around him, and they have his number coming into game number 1, and game number 2 not as good either.
Yeah, Lefferton doing his things, right? This is what he does when he doesn't know what to do. He just goes on the other part of the map and starts being very much annoying to the enemy. So he died next to an enemy tier 3, and to be honest, he's not gonna be too mad about giving that kill away.
No, probably not. Probably not here as he moves himself into the jungle, but the zip zap forward here from Warwick. Does he want to go for that vacuum drag, the Vortex drag back as well? It looks like he's just trying to use those remnants. Now the Vortex comes out. A lot of damage for Lal. He's going to try and go for the swashbuckle, but again, Lefferton is close. Any points, no points into those nature's attendants. So it's just going to be the 2-2 here. The glimpse back as well onto the Ench, and Ench not going to be able to do a whole lot, but at least the storm survives.
Very nice move to hide into the trees by Warwick. He did see the disruptor on the ward, so he had info, but still very nice movement there. If he gets glimpsed back, he might lose enough mana for Spirit to feel confident diving.
Yeah, and at least Yatoro, you know, it was on camera just then. He's having a pretty good time because he's got that Vanguard out. So Cloud not able to harass him down as much as he was before that Vanguard was there. Top lane though, the Avalanche was that toss right back. The Tombstone comes out. The Requiem's going to be used in the Fear now as well. Push back onto Collapse. Collapse, if you want to come back in, the arena will be here and Happy. He might go down. He will go down. Warwick gonna be glimpsed. He doesn't actually go for the ball lightning or anything like that. He just gets dragged back, so not able to get that kill onto maybe Collapse before he does get pushed back into the mid lane.
And Collapse, he does have the meteor hammer, so his tower will be taking a ton of damage. Hydra messed up. I hyped up their toss into a Requiem, and Kami just used it a little bit too early, and because of that, because of that, they just don't get the kill. But they do get a kill in the mid lane. That was unexpected.
Yeah, no, there was a good rotation in, and yeah, Storm Spirit just got aggressive, using all of his mana there. And like you say, Lefington, he knows that he isn't going to be doing much on this bottom lane apart from soaking XP away from Cloud, so he has left that lane. He is looking to get himself around here, looking to have some impact, and was able to set up for a good kill onto Lol.
And not only that, they're gonna get the arcane rune onto Storm, so Warwick will be able to do even more now on the map. He actually has a decent chunk of mana even before using the arcane rune.
Yeah, has a clarity coming in now as well as those power treads, so this is going to be a decent timing for Warwick. If they maybe want to look for a rotation here, and they are going to go for a smoke, so it looks like they might just make a dive onto Collapse, because Collapse, he's trying to do what he can to push down this tier 1 tower, and he's done a lot of damage to it actually, nearly taking it down, but the Storm Spirit and the diving comes through. This could be Collapse going down here, and Hydra looking to pick up another kill on the board.
He's looking very much dead.
Yeah, the jump comes in, the Razors will be there now as well, maybe trying to save that kill, but it's going to be happy to pick it up with the toss, and now Maposhka, he's going to be a bit of a boosty bonus. Can the Disrupt to know there's going to be the dive
another bonus
as well, and Warwick, that glimpse probably saves Mira's life.
It does, but the good thing for Team Spirit in this game is that they're still doing some damage to the tower. Yes, Hydra preventing them from killing it, but if you look at the bottom lane, Yatoro, he's just keeping Cloud on his toes. He is stronger currently with the power treads in the Vanguard. Cloud, he cannot even use his Spiderlings to apply any kind of pressure to the AM.
Yes, Observer, yes. I don't know if you called that, but he just went and he manually muted Lefington. So even the Observer getting sick of the voice lines coming out.
Nicely done, nicely done. That is, I think the chat is asking for it, right? The Observer on itself, he wouldn't have decided to do that, but because the chat is asking for it, we can't really do anything against the fans.
No, they are in the right most of the time. Most of the time, they are right, apart from when it comes to what's going on in the game. But Yatoro. Yeah, Yatoro uses the Mana Void on Cloud as well, and Cloud, like you say, sitting in this lane, he's not had any mana. He's got those mana roots out now as well, but he's not had barely any mana for the past 5 minutes. Meanwhile, the mid, the Glimpse comes back. Do they get the kill? They do. They take down Happy, and Lol will be able to get himself on the board here with that kill. But yeah, it's going all right for Broodmother in this lane, but Yatoro having a really good time here, and ever since that Vanguard came out, there's not been a whole lot Hydra can do to contest into him in this early laning stage.
That Storm is now rotating. He's the one that might be able to do enough damage, but Spirits are coming over. Nice scan from Hydra, though. They see Anti-Mage is playing a little bit back, so they're expecting there might be a bait coming forward, and that is exactly the case. Hydra now are the ones that are baiting in with 4 heroes here in the bottom lane.
Yeah, and I mean, they do take that tier 1 tower on the top lane now as well. Collapse with the Meteor Hammer doing the damage of Mana Void, where it comes out, and Yatoro's just doing it to take those spiders down early. But that's not going to be available if the Storm Spirit wants to go for the dive in. The enchant maybe to try and bait out the counter spells, something like that. Yatoro, he is going to be playing a little bit further back. Where's that jump going to come from the side of Hydra? Because again, he's got 2 heroes standing behind him. And it looks like Hydra, they're looking to maybe scout it out, but Spirit playing really safely at the minute in this lane.
Yatoro knows he's having the perfect game, right? So he just needs to keep his cool, and he's gonna be getting a super early Battle Fury. Look at this, he's like 500 gold away because he will be disassembling the Vanguard. So no reason to be super aggressive here. Just stand your ground and everything will be fine.
Yeah, and you can see that Hydra, they've lost that tier 1 tower on the top. They're not actually going to put pressure onto Collapse. They want to be taking a tier 1 tower of their own. But Yatoro wants to come in. There's going to be a glimpse now as well. Lefington going to get himself away from this one. The Storm Spirit dives in. But where's that Mana Void? Still 16 seconds away, so he might be able to take the kill. Ultimate Poshka goes down, and Warwick gets the kill. Rotation TP comes in from Collapse. So it might be Happy to want to fall on the side. No, the toss back onto the anti-mage. Blink away. And yeah, the SF rotates in. They might even be able to get the kill to the Yatoro, but they do. They take him down. rush on that timing on the Battle Fury. They go for Mira. They're going to go for more Warwick, though. He's out of mana. The right click's coming through the spear. Takes down Leffington. It looks like Collapse. If you want to come back into this, maybe save Lol. He can't. He absolutely can't. They take down 4. They lose 2, but they only lose both supports. And Hydra, great rotation, great setup, and great timings to take that fight underneath the tier 1.
Warwick keeping that haste rune all this time to be able to go in and out of fights without using a lot of his mana. But they knew the anti-mage didn't have the mana void. And imagine you're a brood mama, you killed my babies, and because of it, you will die. That is the main reason him not having the mana void allows Hydra to go for that dive. And the bonus kills from Spirit that came through, they're gonna be pushing them even farther ahead. Yes, the anti-mage has a good game, but SF, he has a better one.
Yeah, and you take a look at it, like I said, the net worth, even before that Battlefield comes out, like you say, SF, he's going towards that. He's already got himself the Dragon Lance, he's got the extra damage, even throwing out a couple of taunts, but he's ahead. He wants to go towards that BKB, and I expect as soon as that BKB comes out, we're going to see more fights like that from the side of Hydra, looking to either shut down the anti-mage or just take map control away from Spirit.
Warwick is gonna have his Witchblade soon, so then he can start working towards the BKB, and you just need more fights like this because you don't want the anti-mage to get super strong super fast, because then he'll be able to punish you before you have the BKB. But once you do, then you can jump in and maybe even focus on killing the anti-mage in fights if he's there.
Yeah, and we'll see now. I mean, there's going to be heroes grouping up from the side of Spirit, so do they actually it looks like they're just helping move around and just helping Collapse find some farm on this top lane, just maybe trying to get some vision down as well. But yeah, Spirit, how do they want to go about fighting this? Because I mean, we've already talked about Mira. Disruptor feels so bad when you're behind, and at the minute Hydra, they feel confident enough to take that driver's seat.
They have 2 items that just came out: Blink Dagger on the Mars and the Diffusal on the Pango. So the timing of Team Spirit, it is there now, right? Now is the time when they fight as 4, they try to get kills, and the anti-mage is farming. If they do not use this timing, then I would start being slightly afraid for them, because Hydra, they're not gonna wait for long. Once this BKB comes up, Kami is coming for your mid lane tower. He is coming for your Roche, and Warwick, well, he's coming for Collapse.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get the kill with the help of Happy here as well. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Yatoro, he's taking away these Spiderlings against the Broodmother. The Broodmother now as well, 16 minutes in, has these Greaves. So that's going to be a nice item for the team fights. Going towards what looks the pipe as well here, so it is going to be the full aura build for the Broodmother, at least in this early stages of Maposhka. Did he actually find the kill onto? Did he take down Leffington? Trying to get himself away from this. The nature of the tenants are going to be going out as well. The Wall of Thunder, it's a lot of damage, but it's not quick enough until we do get that swashbuckle, finding the kill. And his teammates who were oh so close to diving in there, but won't be able to respond after Leffington goes down.
Leffington is literally being toxic to his own carry. He stole that tombstone from Kami. What the hell? Kami came over to get it, and he was stopping the attack and finally gets it. Okay, that's a weird one. So I'm not sure. Does he even like his carry?
Maybe he's thinking, he's the Enchantress. He's thinking he should be the carry.
Okay, maybe. He does have the Dragon Lance, so to be honest, he is going to be a big factor in the later portions of the game. But once he gets like a Hurricane Pike and maybe a BKB, he is a hero that does... No one on the side of Team Spirit does well against him, do they?
No. We'll see, exactly how they're going to move around, because there's going to be a smoke from now. So Leffington looking to have some more impact now as well. The 3-man smoke. See they get this jump on that. Collapse, Mira keeping close to each other. Are they going to look into the jungle? It looks like they're just going to stall a bit on the smoke and not actually be able to find anything just yet. Moving into the Radiant jungle. Who's going to be able to get the jump in? Do they actually get the catch onto Yatoro?
He blinked. If they knew about that one, Yatoro probably would have died. They have a blink on Tiny.
Oh, the Spider, it sees it. Yeah, there's going to jump in. The counter spell comes on. Toss will be there. He's going to be taken down, and Warwick gets the kill.
The second that the toss came through that counter spell, it was apparent that the Storm still had its stun, and the whole point of this smoke was to get the mid lane tower down before Kami gets his BKB. That's exactly what's going to happen. So right after that one, you have this opening to go for Roche, to go super aggressive.
Yeah, the arena comes out now as well. They have the lockdown with that Meteor Hammer. He doesn't have that BKB just yet now. But the right click down, is it going to be Static Storm doing a whole load of damage, and they do get the kill, but that's going to be the Death Requiem coming through now, and can he kill even more into this Hydra? He's going to be able to take down low. He get the Vortex
destroying them.
Poshka can't get himself away from this one, surely. And no, it's going to be Warwick. He spawns those Firelands with the help of Cloud, and he might even be able to get a kill, but surely not. Warwick is out of mana. He's trying to use those bottle charges. The Thunder Strike's coming through, though. Miro's taking so much right-click damage. He just has to get himself away, and you can see that Yatoro TPs himself up to the top lane.
He wants the ulti.
Mana Void. Warwick, though, yeah, he doesn't get himself in. The Mana Void comes out. Warwick, he survives for a little bit longer, but he will eventually go down. It will be Yatoro that picks up that kill, and Yatoro just has to go for that blink away. But now it puts Miro back in the firing line here now as well. The glimpse comes out. Lefty 10 still chasing. He's got that Hellbur. Won't be able to catch up and get the smash off.
Oh, this was so close to being an absolute disaster for Spirit. Imagine if they go for that play and the BKB gets delivered at that point. It is an decimation of Spirit without them even killing the SF. But with them killing the SF and now Yatoro coming over and finishing off the Storm Spirit, that fight ends up being okay. The gold lead will not increase, but Hydra, they're still going to be hitting their item timings in a pretty good time here in the game.
Yeah, and like you say, if you'd have had that BKB, he wouldn't, you know, he maybe survives through the Static Storm, goes for even longer, and they clean up. I mean, they clean up a lot anyway, so it just meant that, I mean, Kami came down early, so you would have liked the gold, would have liked the experience from the kills that came afterwards, but yeah, he's literally fine going towards this Chrysalis, and he's having a really good time. Not only keeping pace, but he's still a little bit ahead here of this Anti-Mage with this Battle Fury, and they just keep pulling the Anti-Mage away from where he wants to be farming, because they're just, the 5-man, they're ready, they've got their items. Why can't they just fight this one out? And Spirit, they have to respond to it, and the Hydra are the ones, again, setting the pace in this game.
The only way that Hydra lose a fight is if Warwick loses a lot of mana, and you kind of go through that one by just walking into the pit. This is what I was talking about. You get the BKB on the SF and you go in the pit. If Spirit didn't take that fight in the mid lane, this game would be a disaster for him.
Yeah, and look at this Lefty 10. He just buys the vision, you know, the knowledge of what Team Spirit are. The Meteor Hammer is going to be used here now as well. If the Mars dives in, the BKB will be active. So, you actually want to go for this now as well? No, they don't. And the Aegis, it goes away of Kami. Just making sure somebody picked it up, and they get a free Roche out of it. Close to free with the Ench going down. Did you want to go? Oh, the counter spell comes out. Yatoro, but Happy's going to be coming in now as well. They have it. The Avalanche comes through. What's that? Vortex are running from now as well. And Yatoro has got the counter spell with the dive in the back line. They have the damage to take him down. The run-in's not good enough. So close.
It didn't explode. It just needed some time to charge up, and we all know that Storm is a narcissist, so he just wanted to look at himself, and because of it, the AM will live. Oh, that was so close. Yatoro, he thought he could get that kill, but against the Tiny, it's so hard. Even if you get the counter spell off, the Avalanche lasts long enough for him to be able to toss you up in the air.
God, I hate that spell's on a 3-second cooldown at level 4. Like, it's just, obviously I know it's the, you know, one of the strengths of the Anti-Mage, but you saw it every time the Vortex was looking to come out, just counterspell, 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 and we just couldn't get a lockdown. I mean, good for Yatoro, you know, gets himself away, but from a pub mentality, I hate the counterspell game, and now Happy, he will go down.
I'm actually surprised that Hydra gave the Aegis to the SF, considering he has a BKB and Storm didn't have his just yet. I understand he's the one that's going to be attacking towers, but it doesn't look like Hydra are looking to push the bottom lane.
No, I think it might have been just a bit of maybe panic, you know, making sure there was no dive in, no one could steal. It was just, if you can pick it up, you pick it up between the two heroes. So, I mean, it's not going to be a massive issue here, because Warwick's still looking pretty good.
This is why Anti-Mage in good hands is just such a nuisance of a hero. He's just pulling everybody by their nose around the map, and it just creates so much space for his team to get the tower down. He almost gets the last hit there, but just messes it up a little bit, and it is actually the Orb of Corrosion that secures it for the Pango.
Yeah, Yatoro, and yeah, no, like you say, it's only to be Happy, so he comes in with the Avalanche, the toss comes up, has to blink himself away, counterspell will be used here for Yatoro, but he's putting pressure onto this tier 3, he's trying to force Hydra back, you know, he's trying to get some TPs back here, because Hydra looking to put pressure on this bottom lane. And is it going to be enough? As the Anti-Mage does blink himself away. Maybe not sure where these 3 heroes are that are smoked up, but they didn't TP back. That's the most important part. They are going to be looking through, maybe making a move through the river, you know, to get a backstab off onto this Anti-Mage.
I like the no panic coming out from Hydra, right? With this smoke, you're at least taking over the entirety of the map. Let's see if Yatoro makes a mistake and gets caught. Usually he would be.
They're actually going to be going. They take down Maposhka. The TP, he has to cancel it because there could have been the blink in into the avalanche.
They see him.
He's not happy. This is a big mistake from Yatro now as well. The vortex, it is going to be counter-spelled out. The Mana Boy comes through, but
Nice.
he's still so healthy in Yatro. He just has to go for the blink away.
Nice Guardian Greaves just in time so that he doesn't take all that much damage. Overall, though, probably wouldn't have died anyways, though. But again, Counterspell, it is the thing that saves his life. If the Electric Vortex does come through, I'm not seeing him getting out of that one. Yaro?
Oh, the Requiem, the Fear is going to be coming through now as well. Where's that dive in from the Storm? He doesn't have actually have the mana for it. So it will be Yatro getting himself away. And the Requiem was used there.
Oh, he didn't know what he was jumping into there from Yatoro, and now they want to smoke because there's no BKB, no Requiem on the SF, meaning that the Anti-Mage actually can fight.
Yeah, I mean, there's still that Aegis for the next minute and a half, though. And Shadow Fiend, or the Glimpse comes back up to Happy. He might just be the sacrificial lamb. He's not going to go down without swinging now as well. It's Happy with that avalanche to toss up as well. Yatro will get the kill. But he just buys time for the rest of his teammates here, Hydra, have that knowledge of where most of Spirit were.
Things are getting dangerous for Hydra, but this is the timing of the Anti-Mage. Once he gets his Basher, that is when he's pretty much at his strongest. Manta, Battle Fury +1 item. We're not going to be counting the Vanguard. So once the Basher comes out, that is when the Anti-Mage wants to join fights and from a good angle come and murder everybody.
Yeah, speaking about murder, though, it looks like they might be able to get themselves on top of the group of the 3 heroes. 4 heroes. Do they let him go? It looks like Hydra is going to let this one fall, or let this hero fall.
You don't murder spiders, you squash them, Rob. You know, that's what I tell myself. If I would go about it murder, I would be crying for every single spider or bug that I have ever squashed.
But Kami, how close is he? He's going to go to the Silver Edge. He's not too far away from it, I don't think, either.
Yep. Both him and AM at one point in this game are going to have butterflies. And I'm not sure who from them wants to build up an MKB. I'm guessing it's going to be Kami at some point, but he is already stacked on this SF.
Yeah, I think the Anti-Mage would be... it is going to be the Abyssal Blade, obviously, so he's still got that Vanguard anyway. So that is going to be available to him. Is that the Basher? It is, so it's going to be the Abyssal and about 1,200 gold, which is going to be a big pickup. You know, you get yourself on top, blink yourself in, get the stuns off onto the Shadow Fiend, and then just try and right-click him down before he gets his ultimate off. That could be a big impact item here once the Anti-Mage starts to get involved in the fights.
Warwick is being greedy. He wants to go for an Aghanim Scepter, which is great because then the counter spell won't be able to do anything against you, but you're not gonna have the Lincoln Sphere, which means that the Abyssal Blade is gonna be the bane of your existence. You just die.
Yeah, no, that is true, and we'll see if he wants to go back for that afterwards. I mean, he's got the Ags into the Sanjin Kyra queued up, it looks like, but all of a sudden, yeah, this game, Team Spirit, they seem to be right back in it here. And like you say, Yatoro, now head of the top of the net worth, he's looking like a big impact hero as long as he doesn't get caught out.
They're in control, right? They are the ones that are pushing out the waves a little bit more. They're the ones that are controlling the map, and they're not necessarily weaker in inside of a team fight. So Team Spirit right now, they're definitely feeling good, and once they get that Abyssal Blade, it is gonna make Yatoro have this the solo kill potential, and that changes the game quite a lot because you're not going to be able to send one hero to deal with the wave that the Anti-Mage is pushing out, but you're going to need multiple of those, and if you send one, your support or even your core might just actually get blown up.
Yeah, and let's see here, the smoke coming out from the side of Hydra, but Spawn Spiderling is going to be used, so if they were paying attention here, Spirit, they might know something's up. Maposhka on the higher ground, maybe looking to break that smoke, but it's going to be the big wraparound here from Hydra. Do they actually get the jump onto Collapse? He's going to be way on the other side of the river here as well. Lol, with a double damage rune, so if they jump into this, Lol, he could clean up. He's got himself the Heaven's Halberd as well, so Kami, this could affect how much damage Kami's putting out. If he does get that Heaven's Halberd off, oh, Mira, so close. Now the webs go down. Mira, the Glimmer Kit comes out. Do they have the reveal? They do. They have that quick kill. They might even be able to go for more. There's going to be the Rolling Thunder coming through now. But it looks like the back lines. Maposhka is going to be the target. Whereas that Vortex strike back, it doesn't come through. They get the kill onto the Undying.
Yeah, even though their gem wasn't there, he was already dusted. You know, nicely done by the Storm having that one just to make sure that you get the bonus kill. And unfortunately for them, the Roche hasn't spawned just yet. But Collapse, if he dies, that's gonna be a disaster.
He gets that blink, and there was no jump in from the Storm Turret. Yeah, he was close to going down, but just not able to
Radiant's
sustain the
middle
damage there
tower
from
is under
Cloud.
attack.
And the spear push back here as well. But it looks like Kami, they want to
Radiant
go for this tier 2 tower, and
structures are
Roshan at least 20 seconds away.
Yeah, he has that 15 level talent that the Presence Aura affects building, so this tower is gonna get
Dire's
demolished.
bottom tower is under
Oh,
attack.
collapse. He gets the Meteor Hammer down and then gets that
Radiant's
blink
middle
out.
tower
And,
is under attack.
I mean, Cloud was close to
Radiant's
seeing him.
middle tower
Let's
has
see.
fallen.
I mean, while this is going on, like you said,
Radiant's
Anti-Mage
middle
just been a
tower
massive pain in the ass.
Dire's
Getting that split
bottom
push
tower
out,
is under
not looking to
attack.
engage just yet. The Abyssal Blade is there for him now as well. So this next fight, this is going to be a
Dire's
big
bottom
item.
tower
AM is also level 20, so he does have the blink range talent, meaning that he's gonna be much faster to move around the map. Joining his team or split pushing, it doesn't matter. Both of those things are gonna be very valuable for Team Spirit as the game goes on.
Yeah, at least Shadow Fiend here. He's going to be about 500 gold away from the Hurricane Pike. So that's going to be, I mean, if he doesn't get Abyssal, it's a nice way to push that Anti-Mage back or push the Mars back or anyone that jumps on top of you. But we'll see how effective it is actually going to be here for Kami.
Most of all, you want the movement for yourself. He might just be forcing himself forward because you don't have a blink, but you want to be able to have some kind of mobility inside of the fight. So I think it's mostly for that one.
Okay, and we'll see how he plays around it. Roche, a minute and 10 away. I mean, you've got these spiderlings that are just spreading out. Look at these on the map. The little blue dots just scouting around everywhere, splitting into two groups. And I wouldn't be surprised if he parks one. They're all expiring soon, actually, so maybe not going to park one in the pit.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, that's what we're seeing right now. Whenever someone dies.
Follow the spiders.
Yeah, follow the spiders. But Spirit are not going to be getting into that one for sure. Overall, we still have a 1k gold lead for Hydra. This game is even, but Spirit have more ways to make plays just because of the anti-mage potential. And this is what I was so afraid of when the anti-mage got picked up. Though now...
Ooh. Oh, he still doesn't have the act. The Mana Void comes
got
in.
him.
The Requiem going to be used. Yeah, there's going to be the break away here. So Kami cancels it off. He doesn't have the mana for it now. Anyway, the illusion damage from the manas. Excuse me, the mana damage from the illusions the other way around. Thank you very much. Does take it away from Shadow Fiend. And great kill onto the Storm. How far away? Does he have any items on the courier? Where is his courier?
He does have the ultimate or the point booster. Sorry, I think did have that one. But yeah, this is the auto factor on his anti-mage, right? You go for a play like that, you feel like it's gonna be great, and nope, it's not. And now once he gets to the BKB, well, anti-mage is gonna be the strongest one in fights for sure.
Yeah, the Roshan has been started, but it was spotted up by Hydra. The Spiderlings were in the pit. 7 seconds till the Storms were back up. There is no outpost for him to TP back into, though. So there is a tier 2 tower in the mid lane. Does he just make a massive dive? The smoke comes out. Really well played here from Spirit, but the Spiderlings once again in that pit to scout it out, and they know Spirit no longer in there. The glimpse comes on to the Brood. They have the lockdown. They have the
Great way.
Hop now as well. The Brood comes through Yatoro, though, with the BKB. The Rolling Thunder was coming through. They're going to be able to get... Cloud just cannot. We doesn't have a buyback now as well, and it looks like they're even going to be able to Kami. Shadow Fiend with that BKB. It's not going to be up. They find the kill, and they're going to be able to go for even more if they want to. Lefton dragged back by the glimpse, and this should be once again the kill on the Injustice.
Yeah, Lefton is not getting out of this one for sure, and now that is a Roche as well, and not a free Roche, but the Roche plus 3 kills as well. Cloud dying at the start of that fight. I don't know what he was doing, roaming around there, knowing that the enemies most definitely have a ward. I think Hydra, the warding that ward on the high ground where the Miposhka just warded right now, well, they thought that was it. These Spirit, they have no more vision. We can do whatever we want, and no, you cannot. They put so many wards around the pit, understanding that this Roche fight is going to be very much important for winning the game.
Yeah, and you see, Yatoro has that Aegis. He has the shot here as well, so he's going to have the counter spell, so reducing the enemy spell damage. And it's just, how do you really take down? Yeah, I mean, because you have to wait. I suppose you have to wait for this Ags to be up here on the Storm Spirit. But really, is that even going to be enough to get the kill onto the anti-mage?
I don't know. Now when he has an Aegis and the BKB, I mean, killing him, it's really hard. I guess if he would make a mistake, die with the BKB on and then the Requiem just fearing him, the SF still has enough physical damage to bring him down. That changes once the butterfly is out.
Yeah, and how far away from that is he? He's got any of the items? It doesn't look like he's got any of the items just yet.
I think he has a quarter stuff, so that is one, and he has 1600 gold on top of it.
Who is the best?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to find his courier, but they're all flying around on the map. But yeah, once this is up, ooh, do they actually get the toss back? They might be able to get the kill. That's coming through though. They do take that Undyne down pretty darn quickly. Happy's going to fall in behind it though. Yasuo with his BKB, the vacuum utilize that vortex. He's winning. The bottom of the disruptor. He's going to get the kill now. The buyback comes through from Happy. It looks like they might be able to get the kill to Lefty Tan, but they've already taken down the Jello Fiend. He might hold that Aegis. But again, the second life on the anti-mage. How do you really deal with this? Especially with Cloud being slowed down. The Fusion Blade comes out, and they get the cleanup onto the Brood.
Yeah, that was a fight that Hydra felt like they had to take. You cannot give away every single thing for free and just allow yourself to be stuck in the base for the next 3 minutes during the duration of the Aegis. So you make a really hard decision to go for a fight, and you do everything right, but Team Spirit are just too strong. The second that the SS BKB starts running low and they get double speared, that is when the fight ends. So Hydra should be lucky that the Aegis got taken down. At least that's gonna allow them for the next 6-7 minutes to be capable of coming back into this game. I'm not saying it's easy, but they do have a shot because the AM is killable at this point.
Yeah, I wonder if the Shadow Fiend hasn't bought anything out just yet, as far as I can see on the courier now. But the Anti-Mage has that. Butterfly up now. It will be flying out to him. In fact, it's in his inventory. So I wonder if this gets scouted out. If the Shadow Fiend changes gears, you know, just drops the idea of the butterfly and goes towards the MKB straight off the bat.
He should. He definitely should once he sees it, because you need to start the fight by killing Yadro. If Yadro is free to go around the fight, not using his BKB immediately, only using it to dodge the Requiem, it is a problem. So you need to jump him and you need to destroy him.
Okay, we'll see here the 4-man smoke coming through from Spirit. Lol, he's a little bit further behind, you know, but again, Heaven's Heart with the Diffusal Blade, he's got this control coming out for his team, and it's looking really good coming through these fights.
For sure. And also Mira is approaching the Aghanim Scepter. Big items are starting to come up for Team Spirit, and Hydra, because they're 12k gold behind, they're always going to be feeling like they're an item behind. If the SF had an MKB right now, then I'd be okay, Hydra has a chance, but that's another 5,000 gold that he does not have.
No, and we'll see how quickly, I mean, if he even does change gears here, because he should have seen, or somebody should have seen Yatoro with the butterfly there and let him know, you know, there's a butterfly on the anti-mage, but for the minute he's not changing over from this butterfly of his own.
The thing is, you have the Mask of Madness. You want to disassemble that one into a butterfly and the Satanic. So if he continues this tunnel vision, I don't think they're going to have enough damage to kill him, even though now they do have that Agonism, the Storm. So the Electric Vortex is not going to be returned again by Yadoro.
Okay, well, we'll see, I mean, what he can do with this, because the Electric Vortex being the AoE now, it might, if they can get a good jump off and lock down a couple of heroes on the side of Spirit, you know, they might be able to clean up, like you say. Anti-Mage, like, plus Mars standing close, they could take them down, and, I mean, Mars, he's a big tanky boy. Got himself the BKB, the Meteor Hammer, and the Hex as well. So it's going to be hard, even if you do get this jump, to get the kills, because Collapse, with this control of the Arena, the Spears, the Hexes, you know, I don't know what Hydra can do to play into this.
Kami did change his mind, so there's two options for Hydra. Either Kami gets that MKB and you maybe even let go of the lane racks for it, or Kami gets a blink, tries to go for a Arcane Blink. Again, normal blink is gonna do the job early on, but you need the Arcane Blink, and you hope that the Storm is gonna get a big Electric Vortex, and you go for the big Wombo combo, which is much harder to execute. So I think this approach might be better.
And we'll see, again, the Spiderman's moving through the jungle, just doing some scouting out, but, I mean, lol, he's already TP'd himself away. This could be, if Hydra see it, I mean, they're going to see it because he's dealing with the creeps on the top lane. It looks like they're not ready yet, Hydra, to go for a fight in Spirit. We'll just be able to take over this, the vision from the triangle anyway, and it's really hard for Hydra to fight up into that high ground, up into their own triangle, so not going to commit anything to this, it doesn't seem.
There is one goal right now, and that's the MKB on the SF. Without it, I don't know if you can fight, because the AM is not going to die. And if the AM lives through a fight, like 10 seconds, everybody on your side is just a goner. So I like the call from Hydra, even though knowing they're in a 4 versus 5 scenario, it is just not the right time.
Okay, we'll see here. I mean, Team Spirit, they're going to jump in. Did they get the stun off? They do, they get the Abyssal. Look at this. The damage comes through. It's gone. The Shadow Fiend doesn't have a 5 out. You're even going to be able to get the kill on the Storm. It's 2 cores dead, then you shoot a bullet. 38 minutes, yeah, they know there's no way back into this for them. And Team Spirit, after being so far behind in game number 1, you know, and it was a good start in game number 2, Team Spirit take complete control. Yeah, the Yatro anti-mage factor shows its head, and Hydra just could not fight back into it.
I mean, he's the definite MVP of this one. The bottom lane where he dodged the gank from pretty much everybody, just point in the game you're gonna have a lockdown for this hero in which he dies. So, you know, they thought they knew how to play against it, but that is just it. When a new hero hits the meta, I mean, relatively new, but he wasn't played for a very long time, so people need some adjusting time to it, and then you don't really know how to approach the draft or the game against it.
Yeah, no, that is true. It might take some learning, readjusting to learn how to play it in the anti-mage game, because it seems like other regions are playing it as well, so it is going to be one of those popular heroes that we will be seeing more and more. And, you know, Team Spirit, Yatoro, he had that hero down already, so Hydra, they might just be, you know, going back to the old guides, or how do we deal with anti-mage, you know, how is this going to be playing out, and how can we shut down this hero? But we see already that they've looked strong, and the ban's coming through now as well. They take out the Primal Beast once again. The Brood this time will be taken away from by Team Spirit. The Iotas get taken out now as well. And Hydra, it's going to be the Undying, so it does leave this Rubik open here for Team Spirit if they want to pick it.
Last time they didn't, though. They went for the Clockwork, right? Clockwork was their opening pick for game number 1, where they could have gotten a Rubik, and Rubik got banned out in the second phase. So I'm not sure. Team Spirit, I'm guessing that they don't want to be continuing to constantly pick one hero at the start, even though they're so successful with it.
Team pick.
Enchantress.
Yeah, they're gonna go for the Ench.
Oh, they didn't ban out the Beastmaster, that's why. If they had let it through, it probably would have been Enchantress Beastmaster for Hydra. They don't care. Cloud is like, yeah, oh no, Enchantress, what the hell am I gonna do? They just don't freaking care about this hero. Okay, Cloud, let's see if it's gonna be the same game for him now when he has a direct counter for his hero.
Yeah, true. I mean, probably thinking that maybe they get the magic damage to deal with the Ench in the middle of the fights, you know, and then the Beastmaster can come in with the Thunderhide or the Black Dragon or whatever as well. And in the lane, you know, the Beastmasters have been building into the axes more and more. So while I still do see him getting the balls to come out earlier on, I don't think the Beastmaster's game at the minute lives and dies by how much impact the balls do have.
True, but you know, this is the thing. Throughout Dota, there were like classic counters, and then Ice Rog adds Aghanim Scepters, Talents, Shards, and stuff like that to prevent it, so that you have ways of playing against your counters. When it comes to Beastmaster counters like the Enchantress, well, no, here have a Shard that just makes you even more of a problem for me, you know, called Little Friends, and then all of my units get taken away at some point and just smash the head of whoever you want them to smash. So I'm scared for the Beastmaster, because, you know, those 6 seconds of Little Friends, not only because of the damage, but the damage prevention is a big deal.
Yeah, and we did talk about the Shard, you know, that we don't really see it that often, but in a game like this, coming up against the Beastmaster, yeah, I would expect, maybe not early on, but I would expect the Ench to get that at some point in the game, just to be, again, another bit of wind-up against the Beastmaster.
And you used to have to get close. Now it has been buffed up by 150 units in the mini patches we got. So, you know, it's even stronger than it used to be. And you also have a Morphling laning against the Beastmaster usually has a pretty solid time, especially you have a support that's gonna be keeping him back. Once you get level 3, 4, it's where the Beastmaster can start to struggle CSing against you.
Yeah, and the Doom gets banned out, the Rubik's taken away here from Hydra. Meanwhile, Team Spirit, they ban out the anti-mage themselves, so not wanting that reflected back on them here. And yeah, Team Spirit just like, we've already picked the Morphling, you know, the carries on the board, and we don't want to deal with the anti-mage back up. So Hydra, not going to be able to pick this one up.
Yeah, I don't know how much I would like for Hydra to play the anti-mage anyways. I'm a fan of their gameplay.
Yeah.
But anti-mage, not only because of the player, but because of the entirety of the team, I'm not sure how confident they would feel at utilizing the hero, no matter how much it actually deals well with the Morphling. And it's gonna be a Crystal Maiden. Okay, that's an interesting one to me. This lineup of Hydra, it means we're gonna run at you non-stop, right? If they slow down the game on Team Spirit, that's probably what they're gonna be gunning to go for. It is gonna be the bane of Hydra's existence.
10 seconds remaining.
Kami Pudge.
5 seconds remaining.
It's actually looking like a good one, because there's a lot of heals on the side of Team Spirit.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like the Crystal Maiden, you usually do see that when teams are looking to pick that Pudge up.
Yeah, but usually it's Beastmaster on the other side, and then you pick the Crystal Maiden Pudge just to counter it, or or something like a Broodmother as well, right? And I doubt the Team Spirit are going to be going for a Lycan, let's say. And if they do, then I'm pretty confident that Hydra will be going for the push.
Yeah, we'll see here because they do have the final pick of this phase of the draft. Meanwhile, Team Spirit looking for their next 2 heroes. I want to know what they want to pick up. Again, the Morphlin already been there. I mean, we've seen the odd, and I say the very odd. In fact, I think it's just been Nisha in Western Europe that's played the mid Morphlin most of the time, and it is that carry. So no guesswork there, I don't think, from Hydra, where Team Spirit want to run this Morphlin. The Anch, do you run that as the 5 with the Morphlin in the lane up against the Beastmaster? Yeah.
Probably you're gonna do exactly that. Team Spirit are thinking right now, this is good, right? If there was no Disruptor and there was Crystal Maiden, Beastmaster, you pick up a Tidehunter here, right? It's amazing. But because there's a Disruptor, you're not sure. So now you're thinking where you want to take it. Doom would be great for them, but it has been banned out. So it is tough to actually come up with which hero you want on Collapse. And pretty much Mira's hero is gonna be reliant on Collapse's hero or Collapse's on Mira's. Doesn't really matter which way you take it. So these 2 picks for them definitely not an easy one to go for.
No, and like you say, they are burning through this reserve time, so we'll see.
Shaker.
Radiant team.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so that's
Team
probably
Spirits,
Laurel Snapfire,
turn
but
to battle.
might not be. It would be really cool. Yeah, there's the punch. It would be really cool if we see a Earthshaker 3. We've seen Desire in Western Europe playing a lot of Shaker, and actually he always looks amazing on that hero, Monaspa winning or losing. But I haven't seen Team Spirit
10
play a
seconds
Shaker
remaining.
for, I don't know, for a very long time here, Rob. So I'm
5 seconds
not sure what
remaining.
to expect, where they're gonna be playing it. I'm thinking it's position 4,
Radiant
but
team
Mira
battle.
Shaker just doesn't ring a bell.
No, what would you... 3 or 4, what would you want to be putting in the lane with the Earthshaker here? Because it will be coming up against, you know, if it is the 4, you know, 3 or 4, it will be coming up against the Pudge Crystal Maiden. So is there a hero that you
10
like
seconds remaining.
support? You want to run the
Snapfire.
so you don't
5
think it's going to be the Laurel
seconds remaining.
Snapfire, just like an Earthshaker Snapfire offlane?
I mean, I think that Laurel is the one that wants to play it, but you know, Mira is very well known for his Snapfire as well. And I mean, you did ask what do I want to put with the Shaker, considering that once you get frozen, you can easily get hooked. Cookie is one of the best ways to actually keep you safe from that.
Yeah, and I suppose being able to get the Cookie into the Enchant Totem as well, it's a good opening to get on top of the Crystal Maiden and do the damage. So, looking at the Team Spirit,
Turn
if,
to
you know,
battle.
it is going to be taken away from Laurel, what would you want to put on this mid? Because the Zeus is gone now as well. What would you want to be playing on Laurel? What would you want to be giving over to Laurel here to help him out? I mean, they don't have a final pick either, so they're going to be picking blind. So is there anything you think that completes this lineup
10
here? Spirit?
seconds remaining.
Spirits are good, but Crystal Maiden is the thing that always scares you if you're playing like a Storm or a Void Spirit, because the Frostbite is your biggest nemesis. So what else is there? Puck has been banned out. It's hard to say. You know, it might be that Team Spirit decide to put the Sapphire in the mid lane just because they have nothing else to pick up for Laurel. And it would be so amazing if this was Mira, Snapfire, and Collapse Shaker, because a maxed out Dodo, or at least twice of it, it does not care about the Pudge Flesh Heap in the lane. That would be really cool to see a bunch of naturally low armor heroes struggle in a lane against the Snapfire Shaker.
Yeah, okay, we'll see exactly what it's going to be. I mean, they've only got 3 seconds left on the reserve. That's a Spirit really thinking through this, the ban as well as this next pick, this final pick here. Hydra, again, a similar kind of question coming up from that, because it does look like the classic picture of they've got everything apart from the mid lane here. And again, I don't think they're going to be putting some like the Pudge into the mid. So, Hydra, what do you want to be putting in Warrior coming in through the Invokers and ban out here as well? Is there a hero that you're looking at for Hydra that completes the draft, you know, that might go on this mid lane, that maybe do run something like the Dragon Knight as a tower taker that can help the Beastmaster, you know, pull aggro away from either side, or is there something like the OD, something like that goes into fighting?
A lot of it also relies on what Team Spirit pick.
Yeah.
Right. So
Team spirits,
overall, I
turn
like
to
the
pick.
OD that you mentioned, right? Because that would actually be amazing against every single hero on the side of Team Spirit. Enchantress dies immediately to the hammer. These heroes as well, they don't really have that much mana to work with, and Morphling really does hate playing against the OD. But speaking of OD, it actually wouldn't be a bad pick for Spirit, wouldn't it? So I wouldn't mind them picking it up here.
What's it way?
Let's go with
Hopefully a
Pango.
Pango.
Is that
Okay.
a Pango in every single game today?
There? No, I think it was banned one time.
Or was it game number 1? Yeah, it got banned out in game number 1, didn't it?
Of this series?
Of this series, of this series.
Of this series, yeah. Of the previous one, it was definitely game number 1 of the previous series. And the Storm Spirit will be picked up by Hydra. Well, they are not playing against the Crystal Maiden, are they? And this time around, Work is gonna have a much better game, right? And it is gonna be a Collapse Shaker. Man, I'm so happy about this because this might be the lane that crushes the Crystal Maiden Pudge in every scenario, you know, even if you use all of your spells properly. I mean, I'm tier crafting here, but I actually feel like the Enchant Totem is such a huge spell because both the Crystal Maiden and Pudge, they are very much soft in the early stages of the game.
And how do you build? I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen the Earthshaker, but it's been a longer time since I've seen a core Earthshaker.
You still go Blink. Yeah.
Do you build into like the because I mean the very old build was going into like a Daedalus, you know, Desolators coming out, just trying to put as much build into that right click as you can when the Enchant Totem was there? Or is it going to be, you know, does Collapse even on the Earthshaker still want to go for that Meteor Hammer?
You don't go for the Meteor Hammer with the Shaker. I don't want to see it because none of your spells stun long enough for you to be able to use the Meteor Hammer properly. So I'm not a fan of that one. But I think it's gonna be Blink, BKB, and then you go classic Shard Doctrine, stuff like that. It's not gonna be much different than a position 4 Shaker. Just you're gonna have more farm, and BKB might be a different thing. But yeah, I think Blink and the Arcane Boots plus the BKB is the way to go.
Okay, and this is it, the third and final Spirit and Hydra. Before we get into it, we're going to take a word from our sponsors over at EGB.
Now that's more like it.
Prepare for battle.
Who is the best? I am the best.
Now that's more like it.
So, welcome back, and hurry. Now that we see both lineups and we've seen 2 games, you know, one go for either side, looking at these lineups here, who are you backing to take the game number 3 and take this series victory?
This is a tough question, actually, right? I feel like there's no winners in the draft right now.
Right.
And both of the teams have shown. I'm just trying to think about why I would go for one or the other team. So I'm gonna make my decision. I'm a man here. It doesn't matter if I'm wrong or right.
30 seconds to battle.
I'm gonna go for Hydra. I think. Yeah. I think that they have everything in their lineup to deal with everything Spirit has to offer, right? There is a chance that Collapse just crushes his lane right now and takes Hydra by surprise. But if Hydra can read this game properly, do okay in the laning phase, they can just continue running forward, and every single hero on the side of Spirit is killable.
Oh, well, let's see. Leffiton is going to be able to get himself away. He gets out with just a mark here. Yatoro throwing a right click out, and we see the classic Earthshaker, you know, getting those blocks on with the Fisher coming through. So this wave will be pulled all the way back here, and you can see the Pudge going for the body blocks as yeah, the runes do go for 2 for 2, but we'll see how effective this Fisher block is going to be here for Collapse.
I think Leffiton is the most annoying player in the world for his enemies, because what he just did, he took away half of Yatoro's HP without getting hit once. He's just kiting him and attacking him and constantly getting his HP down so as to try to force him to morph a little bit more into strength, so he's not that great in terms of last hitting.
So most annoying to people watching, most annoying to his enemies. You know, these are some good. You know, he's going to be taking these as pluses, I'm pretty sure. As we see the odds on the screen here for EGB, It is. I think this is the closest we've ever seen the odds today. You know, between the two teams, you know, one clear favorite. It's not clear cut between the both of them. And like you were saying about Hydra having, you know, looking to get that good lane stage in both games so far, the laning stage has been a major strength for Hydra here.
Yeah, the reason I'm favoring Hydra, if we can put it that way, is because they have such a good lineup to collapse onto Team Spirit, right? And they have that has been their biggest strength throughout this series, the ability to force Spirit into an unfavorable fight and just run them down. And this time around, you don't have an anti-mage to fall back on.
Yeah, no, that is a big factor coming into this, and we see already the hooks coming through here. Level 2 though, the cookie comes out from Mira. Happy's still gonna be able to get first blood. He just dives into Crystal Maiden's waiting arms here, and Kami, you know, he's gonna be fine. Level 2 now, so that rock does come through, and this lane just got a hell of a lot harder for the side of Team Spirit.
Yep, level 2 Crystal Maiden, probably the strongest hero in the game on level 2, and if you do not have yours, you're in trouble. Plus, Shaker needs level 3 for the hero really to pack a punch. I expected him to start off with the Enchant Totem, to be honest, just to be able to apply pressure early on and get the enemies low before they get their level 2.
Yeah, this time though, you know, not going to be able to take... Oh, top lane. Miposhka is going to get low as you get the damage onto Leffiton. Leffiton's going to be low now as well, but using one of the branches as well as the Tango, that's going to offer a hell of a lot of regen. We've got to solve if he needs it too. So what does he want to take? Level 2, I assume it's just going to be the Thunder Strike onto Miposhka, but for now, he is holding the point just in case.
He gets nothing, right? You just wait if you see that some of the spells... Okay, actually, he does get the Thunder Strike. He did wait in game number 1, so I thought he was gonna do it again. He might have overplayed his cards now though.
Axes fly through them. Miposhka's got to be careful himself. The glimpse onto Yatoro. So Yatoro not going to be able to get the damage for the kill. And again, Disruptor, he has to salve. He's going to be able to pop it. And all of a sudden, he's back to full health. 3 mangoes. That's full mana there as well for him. Disruptor, he's going to be fine without having to go back to base.
This is the top lane, you know. Some of the Aui's words from his famous YouTube videos where he's explaining the drafts might be echoing throughout our viewers there a little bit, though before that we are going to be seeing Miposhka go down. But what he did say is that, well, you pick up a counter for a hero, but the thing is this guy has played the matchup so many times, you haven't played it that many times, and that's why Cloud, even against the Enchantress, he's crushing the lane.
Yeah, at least Mira will be able to get something back here, yo, just rubbing it in, taking half the Rory's courier away from him, who did already have the items, though. So again, you just got to watch those angles, because Happy just trying to set up for the purge, feeding all those body parts, and get that flesh heap pretty massive. So, and what does Spirit, I mean, because this looks like pretty much a free lane here for Hydra, so how can Spirit answer back, or did he not answer back in the laning stage? Is it going to come down to like the mid-late game fights that they could deal with this purge?
That's probably gonna be the case, right? But Warwick in the mid lane is in trouble.
He might go down actually. There's no mana left here on the Snapfire, and the cooldowns come through. Just denies himself to the neutral.
It wasn't on screen. The observer didn't get there in time, but he dodged the swashbuckle so well. If he hadn't dodged that one, that would have been a kill 100% for Laurel, and then he would have just continued farming. This way, he just takes away both the gold and the experience away from his opponents.
Yeah, look at this out, Kami. He's going to be able to get the hook back now as well. The Frostbite comes outwards. The damage from the Crystal Nova as well, the cookie, but it sends Collapse over Kami, and Kami just goes, okay, I'm going to come back in. The rock comes through. Collapse trying to do what he can with the Enchant Totem, but another Frostbite, and Kami should be able to get this kill. Is he? It's going to be going the way of Happy. Where's that hook? 1 second away from Mira. He's just waiting for Happy to walk out of it. Mira's gone. Frostbite comes through. Yeah, it was clever trying to get behind that range creep, but with the Frostbite, Kami can just walk up and get another kill. 3 stacks already on the flesh heap.
Yeah, but Team Spirit, they're striking on other lanes. Not in the mid lane, though.
Taking the top lane, yeah, but Lord's in trouble in this mid lane because Lefton rotates in. You get the Vortex back. One more right click. And Warwick, he takes him down 5-1 in the first 5 minutes of the game here for Hydra.
I don't know if Hydra are this genius or they're sometimes getting a bit lucky because Warwick, he cancels out the shield crash from the Pango. The damage reduction probably would have allowed him to survive, but because he pulled him back before, no.
Only ever learned one thing, but if you listen to like poker players and you listen to like people that play games of chance, stuff like that, they do say luck is a skill. You have to make it work for you to get it right. And meanwhile, the glimpse comes through onto Laurel. Warwick. He's going to be slowed down by the enchant, but the Vortex come through now as well onto the Acorn. Do they carry on getting the kill? Was that Swashbuckle? It is going to be in range, and Law will be able to get the kill. Leffington at least going to get the deny here onto the Arcane Rune, but he will go down himself.
Yeah, these Brits are really trying here to kill the Storm before he gets level 6, and this time around they do manage to do it. And these Brits now, they didn't only strike in the mid lane, but in the bottom lane as well. So a couple of nice kills going their way.
Yeah, and I mean, while that's happening, you see that to be set up, Mira might actually look for the cookie, but Kami, he's a pretty tanky boy, and he's got himself that ring of, you know, he's got him the phase boots and ring of protection coming up now as well. Just gonna go straight into the Ags. Top lane though, Yatoro taking some damage from those axes, and it looks like 4 heroes on the side of Team Spirit. They are gonna be moving down, and it doesn't look like Hydra. They have an idea this is happening. Well, now they will. They're
They're gonna understand.
Yeah, the Centaur Stomp, and that's gonna be the death of the Crystal Maiden. But anything to back up Kami. Kami trying to do what he can and collapse here. He gets the kill, but with the Fissure coming through now as well, Rolling Thunder will be coming to an end. 4 heroes here, and Kami, he's just surviving. Where the TP is going to come from? He's doing the damage now as well. He will go down. But Collapse taking some tower shots now as well. Lol gets low. If there was a TP in, potentially they could have got a couple of kills from that.
Well, no one wanted to. A Storm didn't have a TP, and you know, if you're a Beastmaster, you're not going for that one. They actually, no one could have gotten there. With the Storm not having a TP, it was pretty much certain they're not gonna be defending him.
Yeah, Disruptor's was on cooldown. I thought he'd walk back to the lane, but no, he TP'd back up to help out the Beastmaster. So yeah, no TPs were actually available there to help Kami out.
Now the laning stage has turned on its head. Just towards the end of it, Team Spirit have been able to get some of the key kills, and it all started with that Storm kill in the mid lane before he gets level 6. Miposhka really going for that one super hard. In the end, it works out and creates so many opportunities for Team Spirit.
Warwick, the glimpse comes out, though. Warwick still needs to walk himself out. We're not safe just yet. He finds a Reaper. Of course he finds a regen rune. Why wouldn't he find a regen rune?
You said that you make your own luck, so that's what he's gonna do.
Yeah, he willed it into existence there now, and Yatoro, you can see, has to move back behind the tier 1 tower as Warwick is trying to use this regen rune, find some more creeps, find some more benefit from it until the Beastmaster's level 6 as well. There's going to be a roar available. You want to go onto Yatoro now as well. Yatoro trying to use the attribute shift. Thunderstrike coming through. There is going to be some teammates rotating over, but are they going to be in time here? Yatoro, and you can see that the Beastmaster here just holding that roar just in case there's a TP out, something like that onto Yatoro. Help is gone because the glimpse comes out now as well. There's going to be the roar. Do they have the damage to take him down though? Rolling Thunder, and Cloud could be in a little bit of trouble. The Remnant is going to pop, but it's not going to be affecting Low. It's now back behind that tier 1 tower. See that Yatoro just trying to do what he can on Cloud. He's going to go down. Low, he did eventually find it, but Kami on the bottom lane takes down Collapse.
Yeah, Kami has been continuing to bully Collapse, but that top lane, really Yatoro, the way that he approached that one, just staying next to the tower ring around the Rosie and waiting for his team, understanding that if he survives long enough, he can bait the enemies into a bad position. In the end, it does turn out that way as well. So, you know, both of the offlaners die, but it was Hydra that were making a longer move.
Oh, Mira with the confidence, just tree blocks. He wasn't on the camera. Yes, that was so close. And Kami though, he's gonna be able to find these stacks. There's 3 heroes stacking up on the side of Hydra, looking maybe to go for another dive. But again, you've got the attribute shift onto Yatoro. Do you have the lockdown? The Axis, the Remnant. He's gonna go for the waveform. The glimpse back though, interconnected field. He doesn't have a lot of mana left now. Well, is this gonna be able to get the kill onto Yatoro this time? In the trees, the Axis fly through. And Warwick will be able to pick up the kill. So really well done this time on the side of Hydra. The hook comes back, and they're even going to be able to on the bottom lane. Mira's going to get low. The Watts chase down there with the phase boots. Now even using the freezing field. Collapse. Does he get himself out of this damage? It's going to be enough onto Happy that, yeah, they're going to be able to stack it up. And Collapse goes down. Kami is going to go for the TP. The damage, though, is it going to be up there from the edge? It's not.
Does get himself out. That was close for Hydra, but in the end, they get everything they wanted. They got a kill on the top lane. They got kills on the bottom lane and the tower as well, opening it up for Cloud. The game is not going to be opened up for him as early as it was in game number 1, but this is still going to be nice for Cloud, considering that Team Spirit did pick the counters for a Beastmaster, and he gets his map to open up. This is great. He might not be as strong as he was in the previous match that he played the Beastmaster, but he is still going to be giving the things that the Beastmaster should, and that is control of the top parts of the map.
And yeah, you can see that Leffington just taking this time as well to push in with the catapult wave to put
Dyer's
pressure
middle
onto that
tower
tier 1
is
tower
under
while
attack.
Warwick was moving through the jungle looking for the farm. And yeah, Storm Spirit going for a little bit different build in this one. He wants to go into the Sanjin Kaya, so that sustain, you know, that the damage scale there as well. Kami on the bottom lane. Do they actually make the move? Because it's going to be the TP in, and now there's going to be a really nice discovery coming through now as well. The TP in from the Storm Spirit, the dive onto the back line to Echo.
What an Echo!
They do get the kill onto Kami, but can they get any more out of this as well? It looks like Warwick
No mana.
dive away, but Happy Delari is going to be taking damage now as well. And yeah, they will get the kill. Mira with the cookie, and Happy will be the next target.
He's so slow.
Radiant's
No.
bottom tower is under attack.
Swift as the Wolves of Ice Rack, because the Wolves of Ice Rack are frozen
Radiant
solid
structures
and
are
can't move.
fortified.
That is true, and yeah, that was just a beautiful echo coming up from
Dyer's
Collapse, and you
top
can
tower
see,
is under
even
attack.
though he has had the worst laning stage of his life, possibly, and you know, the worst 12 minutes, I'd say, he still gets a beautiful echo that keeps the storm in place for quite some time. It takes some damage, in the end, you can go for the chase down. Kami makes his presence known just before the tower falls. This is dangerous.
Yeah, he has to back himself away from this. There is still 3 heroes here from the side of Team Spirit, so Kami just has to leave, and he's getting so close to that Ags as well. With the gold that he's got, he's about halfway done, so he just needs to find this one, and he'll be able to get himself in. Disruption comes through, even gets himself a bounty room, but again, has to be careful. There's 3-4 heroes making a move to him. Pudge, rolling thunder. Well,
It's okay.
yeah.
It's completely fine. And this is it. Once you get the Pagadin Scepter, even though you're not going to be looking for a fight, if Team Spirit decide to go for another dive on you, you're going to be dealing so much damage that they're actually all going to go down.
Yeah. And then, you know, you blink off, you get the initiation, you start off getting a jump onto Lol, you know, so we can't get the Rolling Thunder off, something like that, with the BKB as well. This Pudge is going to look incredibly scary, but we've already seen this Morphin win at least once today. We've been going for a while, my mind's pretty fuzzy, but I know he's won at least one game, the Morphin, and Yatra are looking to do it here in this third and final. So he's going to have he's going to go towards that Lincoln Sphere, but he's going to be great at trying to deal with this Dismember coming out from the Pudge.
It's game 1 of this series. They had a Morphling and a Beastmaster and an Invoker trio core on the side of Hydra. So Hydra has 1-1 on it. Team Spirit, not just yet. So we'll see. And Hydra are hunting for Collapse yet again. They wanted that, though he did buy his Blink Dagger. So even if he dies here, it's not the biggest of deals.
No, it looks like, I mean, 4 heroes grouping up for this, and the Beastmaster at least being able to put the pressure on with his creeps and keep that lane pushed in here. So maybe Collapse feels like he needs to stick around to push it back out. The smoke though on Lal and Mira close to Leffington. Leffington smoke's about to wear off. So the big wraparound coming here from Spirit. What can they actually find with this?
They're baiting on Collapse, and Collapse, he needs to be a bit greedy because his levels are very low. Considering that he had 3 points in Enchant Totem, it's going to take some time before he's back in the game. But, you know, getting a kill on Cloud is going to be a big one.
All the multi-kisses are going to be dropped here now as well. Cloud can get himself out. They're not going to be... Or they are going to be connecting now. And yeah, Cloud, he should go down. One more swashbuckle, 2 seconds, 1 second. And this is just going to be he goes down. Shield crashes the one to finish off and get it. But it did buy some time for the side of Hydra to rotate in. So if they want to go for a gank, go for a kill, they could dive. But it is 4 heroes that are going to be diving on.
It's dangerous. Happy is not in a good position.
He is not. Look how quickly he loses his life and stuff. So comes out of the freezing field. Echo Slap, he gets the kill onto the Crystal Maiden. And Warwick will be able to take down the Ancient Revenge. But he's already lost.
He can fight them with his
teammates.
DD.
Does he want to, though? He's not got a lot of mana left. It looks like he's just going to be, you know, more comfortable dipping out.
Howard. Just kidding. Yeah, he kills Mira, but the thing is that Collapse probably finishes him off, and it's not worth the risk. It's a low reward, high risk play.
And again, while this is happening, though, you are buying time for the Pudge to get closer and closer.
He has
Odds. Oh, he has it? Oh, that's quite nice here for the Pudge.
Big thing for Hydra is that the Storm is having a good game, right? In this game, there is really not a lot that you have to deal with the Storm, especially once he gets his BKB, or it seems like Sanjin Kai will be the way to go. Considering that you're playing against a lot of consecutive stuns, you don't want to be stunned up from 100 to 0. So as Kaya is probably the better way to go about it.
Yeah, and he does have that. He's going to go back for the Witchblade as well, so he gets that Kaya out just again for that little bit of scaling damage to come through. He's going to be fine with, and then right back into this Witchblade. So, and I mean, like you've talked about before, great attack animation onto the Storm Spirit. Does a decent amount of right-click damage as well. And the attack speed being boosted up by this Witchblade, it's a lot of what the Storm Spirit needs to be able to dominate through this mid-game. And Happy gets slow, but Cammy was waiting for someone to come forward to try and finish that kill and look for that hook.
This Alpha Wolf is biting into the Crystal Maiden, barely survives there, but it is going to be fine. Now, with Warwick having the Aegis, the only thing he wants right now is level 12, because that increases your speed of Bolt Lightning quite a lot, and that is when you're going to strike. So Team Spirit, for the next 5 minutes, are going to be in trouble. To be honest, I would even use an Echo the next round of ultis onto the Storm Spirit just to kill that Aegis, because with it, if he is the one that's initiating, that means the Team Spirit are very likely losing the fight.
Yeah. And he's not going to be, in fact, he has that level 12 now as well. So popping this illusion room, maybe just doing a bit of scouting with it. Might even be able to bait out a couple of spells. Yeah, going to be seen by Mimposhka, but how quickly it disappears with the impetus. Not going to be fooled. But it does mean that they find a ward. They get the T-ward off now as well. Rolling Thunder comes out. There's going to be the roar. Multiple cases is going to be dropped. Leffington maybe try and drop his kinetic field staff to storm before he goes down. In fact, he tries to go, but there is going to jump in. Warwick, he will go down.
He's too deep.
He's so low. Did he have the lockdown in time? They have it. But is he going to be able to get the kill into the Storms for it? It absolutely is.
He wasn't the one initiating, and Happy thinks he's going to be TPing away, and now Collapse Shaker, who's having a bad game, gets 2 kills and is starting to crawl back into the Storm that was having the best game, is now 1,000 gold, even more behind the Morphling. So all this kind of a dive can cost you. This was the timing for Hydra, and that's why they went so aggressively. But you're going without your strongest hero, the Pudge, because he's still farming, and you're diving a tier 2 17 minutes in without any chances of winning that fight. So really an overextension from Hydra, and they're gonna pay because of it. On the other hand, though, their lineup is important for their lineup to keep up the pressure, but Team Spirit have been keeping up in terms of positioning for a very long time right now. They are slowing down the game.
Yeah, big dive in here from the Storm Spirit, who's going to help follow him up now as well. What's he going to do? He's going to be able to get a kill onto Collapse. Collapse, the cookie comes out, and this time Warwick doesn't overextend. He's kind of learned his lesson here.
Yeah, if he had one more hero there, maybe TP to the outpost, maybe he decides to go forward, but here it was way too dangerous, and he made a mistake. He zipped in and he didn't attack. He zipped in and then he pulled Collapse and then attacked, and that's a lot of damage being thrown away.
Yeah, and I suppose he just wanted to make sure. I mean, yeah, you do try to make sure, but the ball lining would have been enough to cancel off the Blink Dagger now. He's not going to be too far away from that Witchblade. It is going to be what looks like the Sange then into the Axe here for Warwick, though. So he does want to help set up for the Pudge, just be able to dive in and get the raw off onto everybody.
Late game for Hydra is good, but it is good once Team Spirit lose the BKB charges on the Morphling. So, you know, if you are not forcing out those fights, once the Morphling gets the BKB, you're going to be in a ton of trouble later on in the game. Yeah,
we'll see here if the Pudge wants to dive in. I mean, there's the cookie here from Mira. He's got no BKB, so this Dismember can be interrupted. The cookie comes through, and Mimposhka, he's still going to go down. Cammy picks up the kill. Gets himself his 8th Flesh Heap stack of the game, and it will allow Hydra a little bit of space just to put the pressure onto this tier 2 tower.
That's quite a lot. He's actually very fat on the Pudge. You know, you don't have a lot of armor, but you're probably going to build into it after the BKB, and once you get a lot of armor with this amount of HP, even the Morphling isn't going to be that much of a threat to you.
Radiant structures.
Yeah, and how is Yatoro doing on the Morph? He's, like you say, he's building towards that BKB, not going to be too far away here. Wants that Windlace to come out as well, it seems like. But for the minute, he has only got 2 parts of this BKB. Still about 800 gold away from completing on it.
You know, he is going for an Axe at some point, so he's going to be taking away status resistance from the Pudge. Imagine Pudge with 40% of his status resistance taken away. The stuns from the Shaker, they're going to last forever.
True, they absolutely are here, but it looks like... Did they actually get the jump onto Yatoro if the smoke breaks here? Cammy the hook, it gets the drag back into kinetic field, so that Lincoln's doesn't really matter. They do get the lockdown, they get the kill in the ribbon now as well, and Warwick's going to be able to get the kill onto Mira. It will cost him his life. Collapse, though. TP's going to be cancelled by the Glimpse, and Cammy was that Blink Dagger 3 seconds away, and Collapse with the Enchanted Totem, trying to do some damage to Leffington, but there is going to be the kinetic field now as well. The Frostbite comes out,
Is under attack.
and Cloud, he snipes it with the Axis.
Why not? You know, cut him
why
down. Cut him down. He's the Beastmaster, and this guy's a cow. It does make sense. Either way, though, Warwick, he did not expect the Shaker to do so much damage. Once he gets the BKB and the shard, that damage output, that solo kill potential is going to be there even more. So the Storm really needs that Sanj as fast as possible because he doesn't have any HP items, and that is just what's allowing the Shaker to catch him.
Yeah, and I mean, he's got the enough gold as if he wants for the Ogre Axe, which he does buy out. So he's going to be about 1,000 gold away from fully completing the Sanj and Kaya, which, you know, if he keeps up this pace, if he finds this farm, it shouldn't be too far away from him now. Maybe before this next fight breaks out.
Team Spirit, they're approaching their BKB on the Morphling. Then again, the Podge is approaching this BKB. Spirit are gonna have it earlier, so they're gonna be the ones that are gonna be going for a smoke first. And it's gonna be very important that that one is successful, because if not, and Hydra get their BKB on the Podge as well, Podge with the BKB is pretty much untouchable.
Yeah, and I mean, he's what, still about 1,600 gold away from finishing off. Yeah, you know, he's got enough for the recipe if he wants it, but he still needs to go for the Mithril Hammer. But he's still a big tanky boy here with really only the Aghanim set to really boost him up.
Yep. I mean, 10 flash heaps is nothing to laugh at. Those do stack up, but we'll see once the Morphling gets the Aghanims and starts taking his stats. It might just work against him.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see Yatoro here. He's got that BKB flying out to him now as well, so that's going to be a nice time, just as it looks like they're going to try and engage. Warwick, he's close. He just needs the recipe gold for the Sanj as well, so maybe Hydra just keep the distance until maybe either the Sanj comes out or the BKB here for the Pudge.
Team Spirit, they have the BKB on the Morph, they have the smokes ready, and they are probably going to be going for that one. They're also going to have the Echo Slam in a couple of seconds, so they're more than ready to go for an engagement.
Look at this though, the Storm Spirit, he's going to dive in onto Collapse. Do they have enough to get the kill off here, or does he have enough to get the kill off onto Collapse? It looks like he's trying to dodge off the Fissure. One more likely Collapse. Oh, he's so low.
But he knows where the enemies are, and that's a lot of info for Hydra. So when you look at the map, Hydra are currently farming much more than their opponents. And, you know, Storm Spirit, he has a double damage. He tries to go for a kill. Unfortunately, it's just not going to be enough.
No, but it does send the Earthshaker all the way back to base here. Collapse didn't want to use that BKB until a fight breaks out, so I mean, he needs to heal up, so that means he has to go all the way back to Fountain. No other way to really regen here, because it didn't look like Miposhka wanted to pop those nature attendants either.
Team Spirits are gearing up for a smoke, but it's taking a long time. You can see that Hydra are coming together. They've already farmed the entirety of the map, and now if they come together, hide behind their tier 2 and go for a smoke themselves, they're going to be in a better position. Considering the positioning of the lanes, Hydra really should not get caught off guard by this one.
No, this is the Sanj and Kaya for the Storm Spirit. It's 300 gold away, just under 300 gold away here for the BKB of the Pudge now. So if the smoke breaks, Happy's going to be the one to break it. Well, it goes down, immediately gets dewarded off. But it's the early one for Hydra, and now they know where they need to go to back away.
Nice one by Miposhka that he read that one, because as soon as their smoke breaks and no one is there, you have to understand that they were probably ready for it. So yeah, well, they were ready for it on their own vision, not just randomly staying in the dark waiting for the enemies to know their positioning. So the second that the sentry comes out, they see a ward, they get themselves out. Nice call from Team Spirit, but Hydra are keeping themselves in it with these abilities to push out the waves with Beastmaster. Spirit don't have anything to match that one, so that's why Hydra are currently ahead. You know, even though Team Spirit theoretically in a fight they could be stronger, but the question is, how do you get a better initiation? You're lacking in terms of vision, and in terms of lane outpush, Hydra are better there as well.
Yeah, and look who's back. It's going to be the big man in his pit, scattered out by the Pangolier illusion. Back again.
Okay.
Tell her, don't forget to tell a friend.
Okay, I will. And it's a 10-man smoke here right now. Who gets the better jump? Warwick? No, we cannot get caught.
He just waits, he gets blown up, but there's going to be the big jump in now from Kami. This is going to be his BKB. Yatoro, he actually steals the punch for him. He cancels off the TP now as well, but Yatoro, he just drags Kami right back into it. But with more heroes being around, Kami will go down. And that was, I don't know what happened to the Soma, just comfortable to stand there. After his smoke breaks, Happy, the Fissure comes through the hook, dragged back. And this is going to be the death of the Crystal Maiden as well.
Warwick just cost them everything, right? They had the lead, they have better vision, they have everything, and he just walks to the low ground and stands there, like literally zones out completely. And
Radiant's top tower.
his teammates, I mean, they all pay the price because, you know, if he dies, the enemies are getting gross. You have to do something about it. But then again, it just ends up being an even worse disaster for them. The game has broken, but it looked like it was going to be in favor of Hydra, but it will go in favor of Spirit.
Yeah, Portugal now getting the chase down onto Leffington as well. A lot of damage, one more impetus strike, but it looks like Leffington will be able to get himself away from this one. This roach, this is a shard as well here. So it looks like, did he give it over to Lal or maybe even Yatoro? It looks like Yatoro is going to be one to get the shard.
That's more like it.
Oh, Warwick, I saw him literally go for like gulp. You know, it's you can see that he's not happy about what he just done. And hopefully everybody on the team stayed silent, would just say, okay guys, keep it cool, we still have a chance here, because those kind of plays can break a team that is not experienced, and Hydra still falls into that category.
Yeah, and it's going to be a tough road back here for Hydra, because I mean that was the BKB being revealed from the fudge. The Storm Spirit, again, that Sanjun Kaya, that it just, well, it didn't have the impact that he thought it was going to have, being locked down by 4 heroes. And yeah, now that Spirit have this Aegis, you know, they have the momentum in their favor as well.
And you could see that Collapse now, he knows about the sand, but I think he didn't know at that point. But still, he just got in and he started spamming his spells. He did not care to like wait to perfectly lock him down, because they knew, we killed this guy and it's over. The fight is done. We have won. And that's exactly what he went for. Because if you wait for Shaker to, you know, go for your perfect stuns, you can actually make a mistake against the Sanjun Kaya, and he might get the zip away.
Yeah, and so what can Hydra do here to get themselves back into it? Is it just going to... Yeah.
Okay, right, 1k gold lead, it's not that big of a deal. They're still the ones that are controlling the top part of the map. They have the outpost, they have the tier 2, and it's actually a Spirit that in terms of tier 2s need to get themselves back in the game. So it's just that the game has broken their way for the next 5 minutes, because of the Aegis. They are the ones controlling everything and currently standing on top of a hawk. So Hydra knows everything that's going on.
Okay, and we see the dive away here from Warwick. I like that the Pudge went immediately after he gets the BKB, just goes straight for that plate mail. Like you said, he needs that armor. The drive comes out to the point now as well. So they are going to be starting this off quite well with a kill onto and taking down the Enchantress. Cookie on the spot though, the jump onto the back line. Do they get a kill? One hand, the Static Storm comes out. They have a lockdown. They have the kill. The BKB's going. They're going to be able to clean up onto this. And Hydra, they take 3.
The gem. They got 3 in the gem. They saw Collapse on the bottom lane. He's the main teamfight hero for Team Spirit, and Miposhka showed himself in the mid lane. He just wanted to pull the wave back, right? Towards the jungle, towards the high ground. But Hydra were ready. Immediately blink, immediately jump with the storm as well. And that's a dead hero. When you start off with that one and there's also a gem on the ground, Team Spirit get baited into a bad position.
Oh, well. That is it. I immediately answered my own question. You know, what Hydra needed to do to get some momentum back, and that was taking down 3 heroes. The target acquisition there as well, from jumping on to taking down the Enchantress, and immediately being able to get the blink forward and take down the Pangolier as well. You know, and then the cookie. I mean, it was a bit unlucky here for Miri. Tried to cookie, but he was still in the kinetic field, so he literally just hops on the spot, and then, you know, the jump came through from Hydra, and they were able to take him down easy.
I beg to differ. He used the cookie into the kinetic field towards the enemies, not away from the enemies. So he was getting closer. Even if he would pick up that gem, he still dies and just closer to the enemies. So either way, it would have ended up in his demise. Just kind of looks silly when you're just hitting your head onto the wall. But Team Spirit, they're not done. They're going for a smoke. They still have the Aegis. They are still stronger.
Yeah, while this is going on, you can see that Leffington actually uses the Static Storm to push out the lane. So helping, I guess, the Beastmaster, I don't know, apply pressure. That one's a bit of a stretch.
Griffith's alone?
Yeah, no. I mean, he does still have that Aegis. His teammates aren't too far behind. He puts pressure onto the tier 2. Yeah, Mira, now he's going to be alone. The Lincoln Sphere immediately broken. The hook back behind that tier 2 tower and couldn't even get the Glimmer Cape onto there. That is going to be the death of the Snapfire.
Mira hates the Disruptor for sure, right? He has been pain in his backside quite a lot here. That's why he played it in the previous game. Didn't want to give it to Hydra, but Hydra can just utilize this hero quite well.
Yeah, and the Pudge, looking at the item coming out here, it's going to be the Shivas, so that's going to be even more disruption on top of the Rot, and he's only about 1,000 gold away from picking it up, you know, and the way that Kami's farming, you know, he's a bit behind the Morphling, but he's still having a really damn good time in this game.
And even more heal reduction for the Morph, even more heal reduction for the Enchantress. That is huge. If they get this Morphling's BKB down to low charges, it's going to be big, and pretty much only 8 seconds is being counted as a huge charge. 7 is already low.
The break, the Lincoln's kinetic field comes out. Static zone's going to be there. Is it going to be any follow-up from the side?
7 seconds.
So it looks like they're waiting out. Yeah, they're trying to wait out the edges to get the kill to the Pangolier on the back lines. And now the dive comes through Yatoro, though. Going to use that BKB. Where's that blink away? They don't have a roll. Where's the blink though from the Pudge? Wasn't able to get it to get the Dismember. And at least they get the kill into the Pangolier, though. And like you say, using another charge of the Morphlin's BKB.
He had a Lincoln's. Pudge made a mistake there. He used the hook to kill the Pango. He thought he was not going to die to the damage, but I think he would have. Still, you don't want to risk it. And because of it now, he didn't have that one to cancel the TP of the Morphling. But it doesn't matter. You get a kill on the Pango, and you force out an 8-second BKB of the Morphling. This is a win for Hydra. Even though Spirit got a free fight there around the Roche and the Roche, they still haven't been able to capitalize on it.
And that's Shiva's gold here for the Pudge. I think the recipe was on the Courier, and the Courier got killed, but he's still got the gold here for the missing staff. So once that Courier comes back in the next 40 seconds, you know, that is going to be another big item time. Like you were saying, the reduction onto the Morphin or the Enchantress, being able to get the slows off so people can't run away from the rocks. It all just starts to stack up and go for this way in these fights. And yeah, how do Team Spirit, because we've not seen many Mortimer Kisses, so are you looking for that, you know, that big jump in from the Earthshaker Echo Slam into the Fissure with those Mortimer Kisses raining down for Spirit to get back into this?
I mean, Collapse, I don't like it, doesn't have the shard just yet. He went for a Shadow Blade, meaning that he is hunting for solo kills. He wants that big initiation, but I would have preferred if he played from the back and getting those fissures out, because we don't really see fissures being disruptive in the game here. Yeah, there it is. Collapse goes for the solo kill. At least his plan works out. Not
Does it, because he's going to be dragged back. 3 heroes stacking up around him, and he's going to be dead.
If that was his plan, it's a pretty shit plan, though. It wasn't. It probably wasn't. He wanted the kill. He thought he was going to get out, but Storm is just too fast of a hero. You know, when you have the maxed out Ball Lightning, you're just so fast to go around the map, and he has an axe, so you don't really even need to get the click onto the enemy, just be in range of the Electric Vortex.
That's it. Collapse calculated it, but boy, is he bad at maths. Because
True. He's good at calculating distance, not the speed of killing, I guess.
Yeah. And yeah, so that opens up now again. He's going to be dead for 30 seconds, and that's, well, it could be the perfect timing for the next Roshan. It could be, as once again the Pudge actually went for a refresher before he finished off the Shivas.
Yeah, he just bought the double Perseverance earlier. He feels like the Shiva is not needed just yet. It actually is a late game item against the Morphling, to be honest. The armor is good enough.
With the dive in, they've got the lockdown now as well with the Dismember coming through. They should be able to get the kill. Yatoro, though, is it going to be able to Freezing Field comes through the Cookie, and Yatoro with the BKB charge. That hook, it's not going to land, but again, they force out the BKB from Yatoro.
He turns into the Pudge and he has 6k HP. You don't have that much damage, considering that most of your damage is magical. Well, going through 6,000 damage, good luck about that one.
Yeah, and so yeah, no, he's able to get himself away from it, and the rest of the team doing work as well. The Cookie to try and break, you know, get the distance, and he was able to just BKB and then get himself away. But again, 30 seconds now, but 30 seconds for real before the Roshan is back up. And how are these BKBs? 47 seconds on the Pudge. Storm Spirit doesn't have one. I'm checking it. 42 seconds on the Beastmaster here as well. So. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Morphlin has his own BKB, 40 seconds cooldown on that. Pango didn't use his, and Earthshaker has one up as well. So these are going to be good timings just as the Roche comes back up.
The big problem for Spirit is, 1, they don't have any save heroes, 2, they don't have a frontliner, and that is going to become very much apparent once the Disruptor gets the Aghanim Scepter. He's halfway there. He needs 2,000 gold more, so that is an item that you don't want to see on equal footing if you're Team Spirit, because in that kind of scenario where the Morphling is in the mid lane, he dies 100%.
Yeah, and it looks like here Spirit they are stacking up around the outpost. Do they go for a smoke gank? Because, I mean, Hydra, they're already making a move over to this side of the map. And it looks like Spirit, did they group up for this? They're looking for somewhere they have vision where they can go for that smoke if they want to, without being seen. In fact, no smoke comes out. Just the rotation from Spirit, the group up.
That's more like it.
He wanted to hook the hill troll with the pudge, and he hooked the hawk from the Beastmaster. He's gonna be very sad about that one. We are having some FPS issues here on the Hydra side. Still, you know, Dire side, it is Team Spirits. They might have lost their tier 2 without claiming the enemies, but they are holding the outpost. The problem for Spirit is they don't have a single buyback, and buybacks before Roche fights are very important, especially heroes like a Storm, who once they buy back and come back into the fight will just decimate everybody.
Yeah, true. How much gold? I mean, it is gold timings for everybody. I mean, Collapse does have his. But like you say, the Storm Spirit, the Disruptor, the Crystal Maiden on the side of Hydra, all three of these heroes have the buybacks now. And gold-wise, it is still going to be a ways away for the Beastmaster as well as the Pudge. So we'll see the smoke coming through from 3. Are they actually going to be able to find the jump? Nope, the blink dagger away from the Beastmaster. So he is, those spidey senses are tingling.
And they're gonna reveal themselves for the 250 gold of the Ancient Black Dragon, but you know, Cloud is just gonna be getting another one. He has to enjoy the company of his overloaded creeps before the Enchantress gets level 20.
Yeah, true. And like you say, the scepter is there from the Storm Spirit, so the Storm Spirit gets a good dive in around the Roche pit. It could be a decent amount of lockdown coming out that Team Spirit have to deal with here. Wards do go down. Yatoro shifts himself into the Pudge form once again. Not going to be able to find anyone with that hook.
Max agility, he has 3k HP. That's a little bit not fair, right? Would you say so? And he cannot get stunned. It's like he constantly has 40%. Oh, he even has the Titan Sliver, so scratch that. He has even more status resistance. What is
it?
47%.
That is a major reduction in with that status resistance coming out. So I suppose they do have to wait for this Pudge form to be over and Pudge to get his stats back.
Yeah. Without it, he's just not as powerful. Now he has 3000 HP, but if you take away 20% of his strength, well, it's not even close to that number.
Yeah, and the Beastmaster went back, we've not spoken about this, but the Beastmaster went back to the Octarine core, which brings the raw cooldown down to 40 seconds. Now, if you're starting the fight with that raw, and the fight, you know, a fight takes about, what, 20, 30, 40 seconds. If someone looks to re-engage, or the Beastmaster's looking for a chase, that raw is going to be available, and he's going to be able to get it off twice in a fight.
Yeah, that would be pretty major if that does happen. Right now, everything is happening around this Roche. Both of the teams are trying to farm their buybacks, and I think players would be crazy if they just buy out an item. Even Kami buying out his Shiva, I wouldn't recommend it. Buybacks are much more important now.
Yeah, he's about 800 gold, 900 gold away from having buyback, so it is close, but not there just yet. Beastmaster about 50 gold away as well, so he should have this off this next campaign. You can see the furthest one away is going to be the Morphin on about 1500 gold before he's going to be able to have that buyback.
He bought a Crystallis. Crystallis is definitely a major item for him, because you do need those crits to be able to bring people down. Currently, its Spirit have magical damage and Morphling right clicks, and that Crystallis increases its right clicks by, you know, maybe 30%. So that is a lot of damage influx for their physical damage part.
Just checking around as well on the side of Hydra, nobody has the boots of travel. So I was just thinking about, you know, with everything being about around this Roche pit from both teams, I would, if there was some boots of travel up, you know, you can see the Beastmaster maybe pushing up, putting pressure onto the bottom tier 2, and then looking, you're leaving a Hawk for him to TP into to get involved in the fight. So, you know, something like this. But the creep wave on the bottom lane is pushing in. The Morphlings are away from this Roche pit as well. Obviously won't be scouted out from Hydra, but it's still... both teams, look at the odds again coming down. I mean, Hydra, Spirit are still the favorites in this game, but Hydra, it is close. It's not, you know, there's not a massive gulf between the two teams.
Dota Plus win probability is over 60% for Hydra. Dota Plus understands what's up. This time around, Hydra are going to be getting the creep out of the Roche pit. Last time, Kami, he cooks the Hawk, and then the next time, there is a mud golem in it, so he kills it, but there's still 2 of them left. now finally they're gonna get the Spirit Vision out of there. Mira, he might need to start with the ulti here if they want to see what's going on.
He's going to be coming in with the gun kit now as well, but there's going to be the dive onto the back lines while the Lotus comes out, and that might actually try to get himself out of this. The Lincoln's on top of him here as well, the Hawk's diving, but it does only break the Lincolns on the snap point. Oh, that hook was so close to collapse as well.
He didn't listen to what his hero was saying, because usually the punch usually goes like rah or something along those lines when he misses the hook, and they went for the dust either way, hoping that he did catch someone.
Radiant are scanning.
I suppose the big thing as well is Cloud. If he's got these Hawks coming through, you know, if there's no... we'll come back to this as they get the dive on, and everything I was saying is now inconsequential because Cloud has gone down, so Kami has to move away from these Mortimer Kisses. There is still that buyback for the Beastmaster though. Let's see. He wants to get himself back into this. The dive onto the back lines. He's the Vortex as well. There's going to be a real nice dismember. The hooks come. Nice save though. He saves it. Cloud gets himself back into this now, and Kami, he's losing so much. Kami's going to go down. You get the kill onto Levington there as well. So Mira with that freezing field, Mira will go down. Going down to the hooks. Yatoro still in that push roll. He's getting them back. They get the buyback out from the potent Storm Spirit. Everybody from the side of Hydra, they don't want to be giving this one up now as well, but they take down Lefton once again. That's the dieback on the Disruptor, and Yatoro, what can he do? The hook, it's going to be blocked mid hook. This is the dieback on the Cloud. Cloud, can he get himself away from this one? He's still being harassed up by Collapse. One more right click, he goes down. That is going to be the Beastmaster dead for 115 seconds, and now the chase is on for the rest of the side of Hydra.
This Aghanims on the Morphling is just making him impossible to deal with. First of all, they use the little shredder on the Pudge to get rid of his armor. He has solid amounts of it, but it is just not enough. And then Yatoro just destroys him, and he knows that he can stand his ground because he cannot be stunned. He literally cannot be stunned. How do you stun water? Well, you don't. And now, I mean, it's Hydra used every single one of their buybacks and still lost that fight. Like, significantly lost that fight. It is insane how much of a win for Team Spirit that is. The game was even, now it's 20k gold ahead.
Yeah, and this is where Team Spirit can take an advantage, where Collapse... okay, no, he did fall down, but you know, the buyback is there for Yatoro. Yatoro has the Aegis onto Lal as well, so there is an abundance of lives here on the side of Team Spirit. If they can take some a good fight inside Hydra's base, you know, I mean, the Cloud still isn't up for 50 seconds, so they still have that 1 minute advantage when Collapse gets back here, and they could try and force something out. It looks like they are going to try and force something out. The backline dive though from the Storm Spirit. He's out of mana, has to get himself back into the fountain to heal it up and get that mana back.
Collapse is back now, so if the Storm makes a mistake, he can get stunned up by the Fissure, and then it's the end of him.
Yeah, look at this. Team Spirit, they're just pushing through onto the base, and I don't know how Hydra pushing back here.
You try to kill the creeps and the Storm is going for it. Okay. Yeah. Actually, does the Morphling have enough damage to go through backdoor? He's not even gonna attempt it.
No, they just shift targets, move themselves up to the top lane, and will look to push down onto this tier 2 tower on the top.
It is just a big hit when you bought back 5 heroes. The enemies, if I remember correctly, they bought back on 2. It's Laurel and Mira that got back into that fight. So they have 3 buybacks, they have the Aegis, they have the cheese, they have so many more lives more than you, right? 3 buybacks, yeah. And so they have 10 heroes on Spirit, and you just have 5 if you're Hydra. Plus, you're now 22,000 gold behind, and it just comes down to it. Team Spirit finding the better angle to join that fight, right? And once the Morphling gets a kill on Cloud, he needs some time to come back into it. He takes the punch form. That is how it's gonna go. Hydra, this is it. In Dota, you have to utilize every single one of your heroes, and if your strength is vision with the Beastmaster and you don't utilize that part of the hero, get caught off guard, it means that you're most likely going to be losing the fight, and that was a pretty big loss.
Yeah, and would you have preferred here, I mean, the Shivas, before he went for the refresher, it was a good idea for Kami, but would you have preferred like a Shivas into a Lincoln's instead of this refresher for the Pudge?
Shivas maybe over the refresher, but at the time it seemed like a good move. It really did seem like a good move. It looked like Lefton was going to be finishing off his Aghanims and everything's going to be working out, but then the game just came down to a stalemate.
Yeah, well, at least he has the axe coming out now for the Disruptor. So we'll see what they can do again. The Aegis is on the Pangolier, and maybe this is going to be Hydra. I mean, if they go down, everybody doesn't have a buyback available. You know, either bought out or it's on cooldown. So this could be do or die time for Hydra because they are losing their base, and if they lose their lives as well, Spirit will just be able to finish this game off.
You kill the Adaro and you're winning the fight because he's the main damage and the main damage. He TP's out, so without him, this is gonna be an easy one for Hydra.
They do get the roar onto the panel lane now as well. Do they have enough to take him down twice? That Aegis is still there. Punches, you want to maybe try and go for the refreshing
Morphin's running back.
Oh no, the static storm comes out now as well. They've got the lockdown on low. He's going to go down now. So the vortex drag back right. The storms were being broken by that diving force. And even Happy using the freezing field just to make sure there was no follow-up from that. And that is going to be the panel lane dead for now for the next 110 seconds.
That's more like
that DP from the Morphling towards the bottom lane. He thought his teammates could stay alive, but with the Aghanim Scepter of the Disruptor, it's just not possible, and he's the one with the Lincoln, so no one there to stop the Dismember and the Roar. I guess Lotus Orb is fine, but it is just not as good.
Yeah, and that was the reveal there as well of that Aghanim Scepter, so maybe they weren't expecting it, and it was a great jump from Hydra to be able to claim that kill. The issue is now they've lost 2 lanes of racks. They've got a tier 2 tower still standing. It's been a long day. Tier 2 tower still standing in the mid lane as well. If they leave their base for any amount of time, these lanes will be pushing in. So Hydra, what is the game plan for them now?
I mean, the game plan is the same now. You finally do have a way to kill the Morphling, right? Even if he turns into a punch inside of the Static Storm, if he doesn't get his BKB off, he will die. So that is what you're gunning for. You want to get on top of the Morphling and use everything on him. Once that happens, test the waters. If he's buying back, you're running away like hell. If not, then you're chasing forward.
Okay, and we'll see here. He's trying to use these illusions, it looks like, on the Pudge, but that is a big wave pushing in, and the Beastmaster or the Crystal Maiden, someone has to deal with this because that's not going to start pushing. So yeah, it looks like it is going to be, it's actually going to be Cammy himself that moved himself over. He's immediately dealing with these catapults, comes in with a roar. Yeah, you see he's healing himself up, just getting through and just immediately cleaning through these creeps.
Spirit might have a big lead, but Hydra are close to being out of the worst position on the in the game so far, because they are getting their buybacks back in 2 minutes. Collapse, does he think he can go for this one?
Oh, Lefington was close as well. Lefington needs to leave. He needs to go for that TP out, and I can get the idea, but it could be a bait on bait here.
This is Lefington we're talking about. He's not gonna do it.
He's hiding himself in the trees, but you know, this time the Morphin's going to show as well. Surely this is enough of a warning here, Lefington, that you group up with the rest of your team. Surely.
Look at his face. He's just like, oh, another day of doing my own thing. This is exactly what he always does, is deep in enemy territory. Sometimes he gets caught. Most of the times he does create a lot of space, but dying at this point in the game, it would be a catastrophe for his team. Immediately, Spirit would be going high ground and finishing off the game. So I'm glad that he did TP back, because his death there would have been GG.
Yeah, and we can see that at least for the top lane, you know, it's being pushed out. The Thunderhide's here to back up the creep wave to push in. There is a hell of a lot of creeps pushing into this. Bottom lane, Catapult coming through, but a couple of axes. In fact, he might even be able to get a jump. No, Miposhka, he's got a BKB of his own. That's going to be his first one, but it means it will be down now. A fight breaks out from the side of Hydra, and they want to go for a jump. Miposhka, no BKB left.
I imagine that one. Oh, we forced out the 9-second BKB, let's go, but it's only a support. They're going for a smoke. They understand it's a small advantage, but it's an advantage nonetheless, and you want to be the one jumping at Toro. The problem is Yadoro has the ninja gear, so he's always in smoke. Very hard to find him, even though you do have a Beastmaster with better vision.
Yeah, oh, there's going to be a regen reveal here, though. This is going to be nice for the Storm. Storm just walking himself in, pops it off, doesn't have the bottle in the slot to pick it up because he wants to be using this gem here, Warwick. So it is just going to be the regen. Gets a little bit of extra farm, and that means that he should have, yeah, he has the gold. He just needs to wait on the timer now for his buyback.
Storm is gonna have level 25. I'm curious to see what he gets. I guess having the shard, you get the overload attack bounce. It's the stronger one, but your heroes don't really attack all that much.
Well, we'll see what actually they're going to be able to dive in. Kami, oh, at least he has that buyback now as well, but they're just going to big dive in now. The drive back as well. Do they have the lockdown? They do. They're going to be able to take down. They do. They get the kill onto the Morphling. He does have that buyback available.
Chase is on.
Into this fight. Low the hook. It's going to miss. Oh, close, but not hitting onto Miposhka now. And it looks like Hydra have to back themselves away as the Morphling will be able to get the boots to travel TP in. It looks like they want to go once again. Now the static storm being down. Can Hydra repel Spirit from their base.
They have a Storm Spirit. They should be able to. You have the glyph maybe for this wave, and then you cut the next one while someone is dealing with the mid wave, and that should be enough to stay alive long enough for you to get another Static Storm.
Yeah, Frostbite onto Ench. Ench has that BKB backup now as well, so they'll be able to pop that if he gets into trouble. But they do, yeah, they push back, they repel the pushing from Spirit here. Oh, the drag. Did he get the kill onto the pocket? The pocket using that BKB. They dismember just to cancel off the TP now. Run the pocket down to the low ground. Stones where it dives in, dives back out, gets the kill. And that is going to be a fairly nice one, even if it is just a support, just to be able to put the advantage in your favor and push Spirit back once again.
Hydra have a win condition now with Yadro not having his buyback. It is definitely win condition. I don't know if the punch dies, if it's the same, because these Spirit, a lot of their damage, if not most of it, is on the Morphin.
Oh, the glimpse comes back though inside the Static Storm mirror. He has that Lotus going, and now if Stormsprite actually dives a little bit further, the Thunder comes out from Vodka. He's dove in, yeah. They're going to be able to get a kill into the Storms for it. Can they?